What's good? What's good? What's good, baby? It's your boy Triggs, the sports junkie, and welcome to the NBS Show. I got my brothers with me. What up? What up, C?
Wow, what's the deal, man? Mr. C, the trendsetter, aka the whole damn show. I am here. I'm a little bit not under the weather, but man, I'm low key sleepy. So I had a long day today, bro. So it might take me a little while to get riled up, but y'all gonna say something stupid and shoot me through the roof. Let's go.
Well, once I smack you around enough, you'll wake up, hopefully.
Chill out, man. I got a crook in my neck too, bro. So don't don't trip.
And of course, I got my other brother who keeps texting me nonsense about the Louisiana teams. But y'all know I'm big Louisiana, so y'all see the cap. What up, box office?
Hey man, I've been on in a while, been busy living this and that. But yeah, thanks for the reminder. I actually want to know, how are the Louisiana teams doing this year? I mean, football was first, LSU was terrible, the Saints terrible, and now we get the Pelicans, they making y'all look terrible. We know LSU will not make the tournament. I mean, it's just what do you guys have to look forward to nowadays? That's what I want to know.
LSU women's team. Oh,
I'm talking about something people watch, man. Come on now.
watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Well, I'm glad you put it like that. We're looking forward to football season in both aspects of it. LSU #1 portal class coming in. We
Uh-huh.
expect brand new coach. We're expected to be very formidable this year, as well as the New Orleans Saints going into the draft. We got the 8th pick. We found our quarterback. We got money to spend in free agency. You can look forward to a great season from both teams next year. So when you ask us what we got to look forward to, a lot.
There we go. There we go. See, talk that talk. See.
That's like 8 months away. Okay, and first off, I don't know where the Saints' money is coming from. Okay,
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa.
I really wonder where y'all get this money from. Like I'm trying to understand here. I know teams weasel around the cap room, but y'all got to weasel. Y'all got to cut half your roster.
No, not this year, buddy. You can try again. Look around. Go. You might want to use Google. Like you say, Google is your friend.
Hey.
Actually are one of the teams that are under this in this particular we're in a position that we have to spend $50 million over the cap cash to something. So we actually have more money than we usually have, that anybody has, to spend on players this year that has to be used. We have to spend $50 million because we had to do so many cap gymnastics over the last 5 years. We didn't spend enough money. So we have to spend $50 million more than we have that doesn't go against our salary cap. So that's going to allow us to keep some of the key free agents we got and throw money at a whole bunch of free agents that we want.
Yeah. George Pickens, what up? What up?
So I just looked it up. I Googled it and I took your advice, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And SI.com literally posted the most cap space 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the Saints are dead last on the list. I don't know what y'all be reading.
I know Tennessee's #1, huh?
Tennessee is one.
I know. I told you that job was fire.
I'm even gonna post it in the chat right by the by the video, by the screen. The Saints are dead last on this list. Y'all told me to Google.
Doesn't matter if we're dead last. We usually are 90 million over to where we have to do all this cutting. No, we don't have to do all that this year. That's my point. We got plenty of room. We have cap space this time. We may be last, but we have cap space. We're not upside down.
Okay, well, that's what I meant. You're dead last in the league in cap space.
We've been doing good with being 90 million over. What are you talking about?
You have not made the playoffs since Drew Brees was in the league.
What does that mean?
that means you haven't done well in a while.
That means we've managed. We still have been able to manage when we go into free agency 90 million over, and y'all be like, you have to cut your whole team, and we haven't had to do that.
You're
So now
32nd.
You're
32nd in cap space.
It doesn't matter. We're not upside down like we always are, and we do have room to spend.
Not as much as anybody else.
So.
Well, that's my point.
All right, hold on. Okay, so where are the Colts?
Huh?
Where are the Colts?
I'll look it up actually. On that same list, the Colts. I didn't even look. I just looked. The Colts are 11th.
All right, y'all 11.
Right.
How's that help y'all?
Well, we're gonna extend Daniel Jones, which looked good for us. It looked good. We're gonna extend Daniel Jones. We have a decision to make on Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce, our receivers. I don't know why X got the C logo on there.
That makes no sense. I don't know how that happened.
I don't either.
I don't know what y'all trying to do over there, but and the Colts should cut the linebacker Zaire Franklin, and we still got the 11th most cap space. We're actually sitting fine.
Okay, and y'all have met last year. Y'all made the playoffs. Was when?
It's been
I answered 2020.
Right.
When Drew Brees was hired.
And Phillip Rivers.
Oh, shut up. We ain't made it. Y'all ain't made it. And y'all got all this
I wasn't hyping up the Colts. You were telling me you had to look forward to being dead last.
The show never even started. We got fireworks already, baby.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the Colts because you just said that. Y'all dead last.
Y'all are though.
Y'all have not been dead last, and y'all ain't made the playoffs either. So who cares?
I care.
all right.
Care about y'all. Y'all done had all this cap space, and y'all ain't made it since Drew Brees retired.
So you guys got nothing to look forward to.
We have.
I do. I watch women's sports. You don't watch it.
No, come on, man. I rather watch Stranger Things over.
Wow. Hey, whoa. Now you're being really disrespectful. Calm down.
I needed to start the show off because I missed the last couple of shows. This was my way of getting back.
Hold on. I'm coming back. Now and see, I don't know why I'm showing you a picture, but give me 1 second.
It is the most insane picture of C ever.
Hey, but who's your college basketball team, box office?
VCU.
Man, shut up.
Hey, we made the tournament last year. We made the Final Four like 12 years ago. I don't know the last time LSU did any of that.
LSU is my college basketball team. I support them. North Carolina is my college basketball team, though.
Well, see, I grew up liking Duke, but then I went to VCU, and I was like, you know what? It's kind of better rooting for these smaller schools for college basketball because the Dukes and the UNCs, man, these fools enter school the next minute they're gone. I can't even fall in love with these players, bro.
I could tell you the last time I knew a starting lineup at UNC.
Because it changes too often.
Yeah, and when I tell you, I used to literally know the starting lineup for every one of my squads, and that's I couldn't tell you the last time I knew one for UNC.
I get it. I trust me, I get it. So rooting for VCU is actually kind of nice. Like, you know, they have returning players and stuff like that. Smaller conference. It gives me a different perspective. Now they have different players every year too, but not like the big schools.
Your core is pretty much the same until they graduate.
Right. So it's nice. And they make the tournament every year, and they are always right there for the conference title, even though it's not a Power Four. And that's good enough for me, honestly, because the expectations aren't there.
Yeah.
Like my only expectation is make the tournament. Anything better, anything more than that, great.
Yes, sir. Well, let's get it popping then, y'all. Since fireworks out the gate, CA's going ahead, box office is going ahead, C. This is pandemonium at its finest. What up, C? Let's get it popping.
All right. First subject this week, NBA. NBA, and there's been a whole lot of talk about the NBA in the tanking. There's been a lot of so say tanking for the trying to get the number one pick in the NBA. And so Adam Silver has proposed some changes to stop the tanking. And our very own sports junkie said he has a theory on how we can stop the tanking. You go ahead and tell us yours, and I'll see if we can pile on or come up with our own.
Yeah, if you just think it's crazy, you can say, hey, you tripping, you bugging with that stupid idea.
I will.
Hey, but shout out to I forgot who said it, which I totally disagree with. God, I can't remember who said it. They were basically saying do away with the draft. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Someone said it, but I forgot who.
Yeah, they
just let everybody be free agents.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think that as far as, draft night is always, y'all know how I feel about draft night. It's all sports. I think it's just a special night for the young men and women of their respective sports that they play to get drafted. I think and that definitely for as far as revenue, I think that's a big day for the NFL, big day for NBA, just draft night as a whole. I mean, I don't know the numbers, it's more of a box office thing. He can maybe tell you as far as how much revenue they bring in on draft night. But, I'm just here to tell you that as far as somebody like me, I love draft night. So what I'll propose to the NBA is to stop tanking. There's a few things. Let me start by saying the teams that don't make the playoffs, right? We should get away from who gets the most lottery balls based on, who has the best chances of getting the number one overall pick. I actually was talking to one of my friends about this, and we was kind of going back and forth. I think the teams that's not even the play-in teams, I'm talking about the teams that completely missed the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I think that they should do like an NIT tournament. Whoever wins the tournament of the teams that don't make the playoffs, that's who should get the number one overall pick. So
watch them fools. They already.
I think people would watch it based on we're gonna see who gets the number one overall pick. I think if you said, okay, like a guy like AJ DeBance was coming out, or like when LeBron James was coming out, you know how hard these teams would play to get that number one overall pick?
Not hard at all, because they're gonna come take my spot.
You think they wouldn't play hard? I know I would.
Not for us to get the number one pick. Not if the number one pick is gonna be I play power forward and he's gonna be a power forward.
Man, shit.
Or if your contract's up for that team.
Right? That contract. Like I said, I know there's always cons, but I think that teams would definitely go out there. Coaches would take it, serious players. I do think that they should go away from, and I know it doesn't really happen. I can't even think of a time it did happen, but I don't think they should do. You can't get the number one pick back to back years. Like, I know Dallas has a shot this year of getting number one pick back to back. I wouldn't even allow that. Like, you cannot get the number one pick back to back. They should put something in there where you cannot get back to back picks, or number one overall picks. I think like I said, a little tournament, like a little NIT type playoff tournament for all the teams that don't make the playoffs. That would be fire to me because I would watch it. I think that would give the NBA more revenue as well. So they're not losing money. We're not just wasting our time waiting for these teams to get to the end of the year and be like, you know what, man, these teams are just not even trying to win games. They're just forfeit. Like what we're seeing right now with Cooper Flag sitting some nights. Like, that's crazy to me, bro. Cooper Flag is sitting like they're like trying to get the number one overall pick. That makes no sense. We have to find a way for these teams to stop taking. I do think that maybe you can find the players. If they not the players or the teams. Yeah. Look, you cannot keep doing that to play. I know for me and even some families that are not as blessed as me, If I go see, I think Golden State is playing the Pelicans tonight. I want to see Steph Curry, bro. I know
Yeah,
my son would definitely want to see Steph Curry. I
yeah,
know my wife, if she came, she ain't trying to see nothing but Steph Curry.
yeah.
So these players sitting, man, it's like it's hurting the game. It's hurting them. They did a good job. I think we all gave them their credit last week. Box office, I know you wasn't here, but gave them their credit as far as the All Star game. That was a competitive All Star game. We love the East and the West, but at least this way they were competitive. I just think they have to find a way to stop the tanking. And I think in this format, like I said, I don't have it all written out. Me and my friend was talking. I was like, man, they should do something similar to this. And he was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I don't know. He kind of had like some of the things that y'all said. Would they still go for it? Would the players really go for it? I don't know, but I feel like they would because I know me. LeBron James carried a Cleveland Cavaliers team to the finals. That wasn't that good. So if you can land like LeBron, why wouldn't you try to play?
But you remember them boys when they were talking about LeBron coming to the league? The
They
boys,
did. They did. They did. They did.
that's the mentality I'm talking about. You got players that's gonna be like, man, that boy not gonna be good when he get up here, and I'm not gonna do this, and he gonna come up here and they gonna try to give him the team, and I'm the team right now. You know what I mean? So you have to find something to appease those guys as well. Maybe some sort of bonus.
Well, they could do that if they win the tournament. Not only will you get rewarded with the #1 pick, maybe you can give them each a bonus for winning the tournament.
A contract extension.
Maybe so, man. If that's what it takes, I just think that we have to stop. And even I know, we're gonna get to the MVP discussion in a second, but if you play more than 65 games in the year, you get an extra bit of money on your contract. I think that should maybe be a part of it. But I do think that we have to have something in place where they gotta stop tanking. And I think that this makes sense only because it makes money for the NBA. It keeps it exciting. Not only are you tuned into the NBA playoffs, you actually, I keep calling it the NIT because y'all know how the tournament is going on and the NIT. And something like a little NIT tournament for the #1 overall pick, it kind of keeps you engaged in all this. And basketball is still steadily going on like a regular season. Then once that ends, you find out who has #1 overall pick. On the other end, you find out who's the NBA champion. And then we go on to the offseason.
Do you watch the NIT?
But there's nothing to gain there.
I'm saying, but I don't know.
No, I'm using it as that because they both going on at the same time. That's what I'm saying.
I think about it, yeah, but I think about like the NIT. I think that's a good comparison. I haven't watched NIT since I was probably in 7th grade, but I also used to watch any sport, bro. Anything else that came on. So,
but let's say it like this: we're Pelican fans, right? If the Pelicans can play for the #1, well, you're not really a Pelican fan. Let me not say I'm a Pelican fan. If the Pelicans can play for the #1 overall pick, I would go to the game. I would go see that. I would go to the game and be like, you know what? I want to check that out. If they're in the finals for the quote unquote NIT, shoot, they're going up against I don't know who, the Pacers. Man, I'm going to watch it. I want to see if they can get the #1 overall pick. I think I think it'd be a cool way for the NBA to make money, plus keep the fans engaged. That's just me.
I think it's a better idea than the in-season tournament. I think you do away with the in-season tournament and you do that because that's something to play for real. Instead of in-season tournament banner, that's not as important as the #1 draft pick.
I don't know what that is. But we've been telling you the end season tournament wasn't it from the beginning. So, but I just think this to me just would make the most sense because no matter what team you root for, you have something to root for. I mean, you want to win the championship. That's the goal, right? We all want to win the championship. Box office wants the Pistons to win. We want the Pelicans to win. Well, you want the Celtics or the Lakers, whatever team you're rooting for nowadays, to win the championship. But if they're not going to win the championship, if you're a Pistons fan, you could be like, bro, maybe we won't win the championship, but we may get AJ DeBanza, which would be awesome. Let me see. Let me watch that. You know, if they're playing against the Wizards, box office may say, you know what? I'm going to that Pistons Wizard game this weekend because that's what the number one overall pick in the draft.
Yeah.
I'll go next. Um, I don't. I think you run into then what C was saying. If you run those type of tournaments, then you're going to get players tanking that don't care about that team's future that they're going to leave. So then I think you run into a similar situation in just a different way. Um, I think the thing to do is if, for example, they basically caught the Pacers and the Jazz already tanking. I think the Jazz were the ones that got fined 500K if I'm not mistaken. And what I think you should do if you really think the Jazz are tanking like they thought, you fine them like they did, except way more. I'm talking. I think they got fined 500K. Fine them 5 million,
Right.
and not just that. Take away all their picks that draft. I think that's a way to punish them. Because if you can prove that they're tanking and you take away all their picks, then they tanked for no reason and they're even more pissed off. I think that's the way to do it. I think that's the easiest way to do it.
Oh, what about this? I'll throw a different scenario out there. What if we do away with the ping pong balls in a sense, right? Everybody gets the same amount of ping pong balls that didn't make the playoffs.
Okay,
Just the same amount of ping pong. It don't matter. Everybody, if you don't make the playoffs, you get the same amount of ping pong balls. And whoever the lucky team is, the lucky team it is.
But the issue there is you're gonna have teams not, for example, the Charlotte Hornets won't make the playoffs, right?
Right.
Then they're gonna say, or the Mavericks. Then they're gonna say, okay, we're just gonna rest Cooper Flag out rest of the year, because he might get hurt, and we still have the same chances as the Charlotte Hornets to win the lottery. Then you run into, okay, tanking doesn't matter, but then you're gonna hurt your own ratings by not playing the star players just so they don't get hurt for next year.
Yeah.
So that's the issue there. So, and I would like to actually get rid of the ping pong balls completely. Let's just do the NFL style.
Yeah.
However, if you get caught tanking, I'm fining you $5 million and I'm taking all your draft picks away, so it doesn't matter at all.
I don't know about all your draft picks. I'm
at least
your first rounder for sure.
Okay,
your
at
first
least
rounder this year and next year.
But that's the one you really care about. So why not just give her it? Like, I think the Jazz should have gotten now going forward. If the Jazz tank, I think you take away their first round pick and they won't ever do it again. It doesn't make sense for them to do it anymore. And I think that's the way to do it. But this all goes back to one guy that I think is hurting the NBA, and that is Adam Silver.
Oh,
no, LeBron's ruined it in many ways too, but
oh God,
no, Adam Silver I think has been a terrible commissioner. Once you have teams tanking and your regular season has become completely irrelevant and unwatchable, that you came up with the NBA Cup that I knew was ridiculous from day one, and then All-Star Weekend, that's a joke. That's been a joke for years.
It was better this weekend. I mean, this year, though. You got to be real.
A little better, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's been terrible since he's become commissioner. Regular season's been terrible. Your teams are tanking, and guess what? The NBA Finals do worse than the March Madness Final, the College Football Final, obviously the Super Bowl. They do worse than World Series, who's also 7 games, same format as them. They do terrible ratings-wise. He's done a terrible job. Let's just be honest. When David Stern was the commissioner, whether you like David Stern or not, you cared about the NBA regular season a lot more. Teams were not tanking to our knowledge. If they were, David Stern brought down the hammer.
I think the Knicks tanked to get Patrick Ewing.
They might have, but regardless, the league was in a way better spot. Way better.
But they have
And
Michael Jordan too.
you well, they got LeBron James.
No,
So that's
I
what
know.
I'm
I get
saying.
what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Did y'all
They
know,
got an older
did y'all
LeBron
know at
James.
one point while Caitlin Clark was lighting it up in college basketball, she was doing better ratings than LeBron was in the NBA? Like, come on. No disrespect to the women's game. Honestly, Caitlin Clark shouldn't be doing better numbers than LeBron. So it's like I blame the league there. I blame not David Stern, Adam Silver. I just think he's done a terrible job. Why is college basketball final doing better than the NBA final? It shouldn't
Well,
be.
college basketball final is one game.
Well, that's when I bring in the Major League Baseball. Why are they doing
Right.
better?
See, now I can understand that, but I'm saying as far as college basketball, it's one game. The NBA is 7 game series, so
Is
that's
that
a little
true about
different.
the World Series? Not just this year.
No, they've done better like last 3-4 years,
Really?
and I'm surprised too. But when I look at the numbers, it's Adam Silver. Like he hasn't made it must watch for us, and I was really pissed off last year. We talked about this on the show when in freaking game 1, Oklahoma City, Indiana, NBA Finals. I'm watching it at a sports bar, and I'm looking at the one thing I care about is I love the aesthetics of a big game.
I
Like
already knew he
like
going with
like back in the day when
the
when
trophy. I know,
yeah, yeah, but like when I'm gonna give you like college football for example, when it was a big game, you knew the first thing they did was fly that damn helicopter from the
Uh,
top of the stadium, and it was Brent Musburger or Keith Jackson talking about you are looking live, and you just see all the fans, you see the
the
aesthetic,
experience matters to you.
and
Experience.
and you see the trophy, and you see everything, and it made me feel like, oh damn, I'm watching a big game. I'm
Right.
sitting here, Indiana OKC game 1 finals. Bro, you would think it was a regular season game. They did not change the score bug. They did not put anything on the court to make you feel like it was the finals. There was absolutely no hype. And Adam Silver literally and everyone else noticed that he didn't do any of this. That in game 2, because it was too late to prepare, when you were watching the TV, they threw a little NBA Finals logo in the middle of the court like through the TV screen. Like it wasn't actually on the court. So like when players would go out of position dribbling the ball, this thing would go like this. And you would I mean, come on, bro. Like what are we doing? Like you as a commissioner need to make me not me actually. I'm gonna watch regardless. Make the casual that's watched 3 Oklahoma City games that year want to tune in and be like, all right, we're watching a big game. So I just
Well,
think
here's
Adam
what
Silver's dropped the ball completely.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to go off the top of my head because I'm not. I don't have nothing on my computer right now with me. But okay, OKC, Indiana last year. Before that was Boston,
Boston and Dallas.
Boston, Dallas. Yeah, that's that. I can't. I was trying to back him a little bit just now because I was going to say in baseball the Dodgers have been really good. That's a big market. You know,
Yeah.
LA the Dodgers. That's a big market. So you expect that to be good ratings when the Dodgers are playing.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm looking it up right now just to confirm.
Yeah, put the ratings up for me because I mean, like I said, if you don't mind, because I know the Dodgers. Um, the Dodgers. I think the last 3 years the Dodgers have been in the finals. I mean, like I said, I'm tripping right now just off the top of my head, but I want to see the Dodgers the last 3 years.
All right, here we go. Here's what I'll do. Last year, the average, I think Thunder or Pacers went 7 games, just like the
And
Dodgers.
a fire series. That's the crazy part.
That was an awesome series. Yeah. Well, both were in both sports.
Right.
All right. The average viewership in America for Thunder Pacers, I'm going to round it up 10 million.
Okay.
For Dodgers Blue Jays, want to take a guess? Average
12 million.
16.
Okay, hold on. Let me defend Adam Silver for a second there. That one you got now, and I know you're gonna be like, "Eggs, come on now. You try to help him out too much." The Blue Jays are in Canada, so you get Canada with America.
Sure, but I'm gonna keep going last 6 years.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Celtics Mavs versus Dodgers Yankees. Okay.
That one,
Dodgers,
I know
right.
Dodgers Yankees have that
Dodgers
one.
Yankees beat them by 4 million.
Okay.
Okay. The year before that, Nuggets Heat compared to Rangers Diamondbacks.
Ranger, that's right.
Nuggets Heat actually win by 1 million.
Okay.
Okay. 2022. It doesn't even say the Major League Baseball team, but they did 11.7 million. The Warriors Celtics did 11.8. So basically the same thing there. That's a wash. 2021. Bucks Suns did 9 million. It doesn't tell me the Major League Baseball 2021, 11 million.
Yeah,
And
I believe
then
that.
2020, COVID time. Everybody's home. Lakers Heat, LeBron, 7.5 million. Meanwhile, whatever the 2020 Major World Series was, I can't see it, 10 million. So the NBA has beaten the Major League Baseball one time in the last 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's bad. Like, so it's not just college basketball. It's not just college football. It's not just, like I said, Caitlin Clark beating LeBron out, which shouldn't be happening. It's Major League Baseball, which we see as a dead sport in a lot of ways, is crushing the NBA. And Adam Silver, and it's not just about ratings. You've made now your own league doesn't respect you when your league is tanking on you. So I just think Adam Silver's dropped the ball. But yeah, back to my tanking solution. Get rid of at least a first round pick for that team if you catch them. Find them $5 million. And that's it. They're not going to tank if you take away their first round pick.
But that I don't know, like I just think that's so hard to prove who's tanking and who's not tanking. Like that
Well,
would be
what the Jazz said is they were caught pretty much like resting their starters going into the second half, and they won one of those games. And, and they got fined, and they said, "Well, yeah, you think we're taking, but we won." That's the worst part. They won the game.
That's my thing. My main thing is how can you prove that I'm tanking? No matter what, I can say, well, he was injured. He was injured, so I sat him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean you have people that have, like, let's just for example, I'm not even gonna say injured. Let's just say like somebody has a cold, like have the flu and they don't want to play. Like how you gonna prove that wrong? That's just so hard.
It is, but if you have the balls as Adam Silver to tank, if to find them already for you just thinking they're tanking, then you should have no problem pulling that first round pick from
them.
Man,
and you don't have lawyers involved.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna get ugly. So he has to. Adam Silver's in a tough spot right now. Like he has to fix this.
I think Adam Silver needs to listen to my idea. Like I said, I do think that there's some things that they have to work out. I'm not sitting there like I didn't map out an entire plan. I'm just thinking about, as far as with my plan, a way for the NBA to, make some money, but also keep the fans engaged. That's not gonna be in the teams that's not gonna be in the playoffs. Of course, like y'all saying, players that may not be on the team the following year, they may be like, man, I'm not playing in that. But then if they don't play and they're healthy, I mean, I don't know, find them. I don't know. There has to be something that they can do.
Let's see what you got.
I really think that it needs to go just like the NFL, man. Worst team get the first pick. The whole point of the draft is to build up the worst team in the league, right? So the ping pong balls, I think that was more for aesthetic anyway.
Right.
Instead of ever really making it valuable. Because even if you tank, all of those times that these teams tank and the Pelicans got the number one pick and they get Zion. You know what I mean? You because what it was like, who was supposed to got Zion that year? Like the Knicks.
I don't remember who it was, but I don't know, man. Like I just feel like given the worst team, the number one overall pick, you're gonna definitely have teams tanking then. If you don't, you have teams tanking now, and you don't think teams are gonna tank then for sure they're gonna be tanking.
Yeah, but I don't think you can prove it. I don't
No,
think
no,
you.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you think that tanking's bad now for some ping pong balls, if I know I get the number one overall pick, if I get the worst record, man, the fool's gonna be taken for real. I think that's gonna make the situation worse in the NBA.
I think that barring a season-ended injury, your players have to play. The the load management, that's the problem. No matter what, you can use load management as an excuse.
I dare I said I love this guy. Are we blaming Popovich for this?
Absolutely.
I'm just asking. Hey, I know. Hey, listen, I love Greg Popovich, but I'm just saying he rested a lot of his players when they wasn't hurt. And I'm not saying that they were always in contention, but when you see somebody doing something, you're like, well, he's doing it. So look, I'm gonna do it for a different reason, but I'm still gonna do what he's doing.
I blame him, but I don't blame him because you can't blame him for working the system.
Right.
He saw something that was available that he could use, and he used it. So,
Right.
only thing I would be blaming him for is bringing it to everyone's attention. You know what I mean? But the load management is the big problem here. They need to outlaw that. Like, if you don't have a severe injury, you should be required to play. Period. End of story.
What do y'all think about? Well, let me ask you this. See, what do you think about the NBA reducing its games from 82 to let's say 50?
Starting around Christmas.
Yeah, starting around Christmas. The only thing that hurts in that scenario
is money.
Money, and it's gonna be hard to catch. I mean, I know that some people might be like, that's not even important, but to these players, they can sit there and say that it's not important, but it is somewhat. Records are it's gonna be tough to break records then because the other guys are playing 82 games, these guys are playing 50.
I mean, all those scoring records are over with.
Right,
they're never going to be broken.
Right, exactly.
Bron putting a scoring record out of so far out of
But you're not even going to catch the sixth guy, which I'm guessing is like Dirk Nowitzki.
All right. If you playing 50 games, bro, that's you not missing no games for the entire season.
I mean, I think I saw Michael Jordan play. I want to say something like 89, 82 game seasons.
Right.
That's ridiculous. How are you going to catch somebody like him?
Right. I'm just trying to think of all scenarios in mind, like as far as this is concerned.
I really don't see it ever coming back down to 50 games because the players are not going to give up that much money.
Right.
They're not.
Man, the NBA, the NBA, like box office said, I'm gonna watch. Box office gonna watch. C's gonna watch. But how do you keep the casual fan, involved in this?
I mean, it's gotten bad, and I knew that regular season tournament was a joke from the start. I could not believe that they tried to pull
that. The only thing that could make any of us feel better is if Adam Silver he comes in and he admits that he just was trying stuff. He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, but nothing wrong with you trying stuff, but God. I mean, you got to go ahead. I'm sorry.
They pay him to be the commissioner.
Right.
he didn't create the tanking problem. The tanking problem was a problem waiting to happen. You know, just by the rules being in place the way they are. But he's trying right now. He's just trying to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks, because he doesn't have a remedy for it. Like we watch sports more than anybody, and we don't have a remedy for it. You know what I'm saying? Not a clear cut remedy that addresses all issues. There's a way around it and a problem. And now think about it. These NBA teams hire somebody to figure out how to work around whatever rule to get what they want. They have people on staff to do that. So the minute you put an obstacle in place, they have somebody whose sole job is to find a way around it.
Well, let me ask you this. Do y'all think that we're being that we like basketball? Do y'all think that we're putting too much faith in basketball as far as ratings are concerned? And like I know that box office is saying, well, ratings have dipped, but I'm saying baseball is still around, and baseball was the biggest sport in America a long time ago, right? So they've obviously dipped, but they still lasted all this time. Why are we saying we know football is king in America? Football, like that, you're not even gonna. Football will never, like basketball, will never catch football as far as ratings are concerned. You know, so maybe we're holding basketball to such a high standard, but in reality, it's really just not as popular as maybe we think it should be.
Well, I'm just going off the ratings before, like Michael Jordan was doing insane numbers, and they've been able to come up with great stars like your Kobe's, your LeBrons, and everything, and they can't match it, and if anything, it's just falling more and more.
Right.
So,
But maybe Mike was an anomaly, similar to a Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, you know, his ratings probably go through the roof, and then the rest of the boxing. Not to say other boxers that haven't done great numbers. Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather may have the pinnacle, but you know, when you think about other boxers, they may not reach that number, but still good. So maybe Michael Jordan just an anomaly, and everybody else, you're waiting for LeBron to be on the same stratosphere as Michael Jordan, but he's just not.
Here's my thing. The biggest problem in the NBA is, and you can blame it on Silver if you want to, is his failure to create new stars. And just like Box Office said, he mentioned Caitlin Clark beating LeBron. LeBron's 40 years old, bro. Why is that the star that you still measuring the NBA by? You know what I mean?
They need to find a way to. They need to do a better job of creating American stars. Anthony Edwards should be bigger than what he is.
Okay, but hold on, y'all. Y'all don't think Steph Curry's a superstar?
Yeah,
he is, but the numbers haven't shown it the last 5 years, is what I'm saying.
Well, he's getting older now too, but I'm just saying, like Steph Curry comes from that Adam Silver pedigree right there, and during that time frame. So Steph Curry,
I could make the argument that Steph is part of the reason why it stinks.
maybe so.
Because it's gotten so ridiculous when you turn on an NBA game now, it's just threes.
That is true.
Well,
and I remember putting in a bet just the other night, and I wasn't watching the game. I was away from home, and I looked up the play-by-play because I was looking for somebody specific just to see if they shot the ball. Bruh, I happened to just look, and it was something ridiculous. It was literally like Norman Powell attempts a three. The next possession, Con Knuckle attempts a three. The next possession, LaMelo attempts a three. And I'm reading this. I'm like, bro, this is terrible. You notice it while you're watching the game, but if I was just reading, I would be like, this is terrible. Now, Steph Curry isn't to blame necessarily because he's the greatest shooter ever, and he should be able to shoot anytime he wants. But I feel like the game has just become. I just think it's become a trash product on the court as well.
Well, let me address why I think maybe I'm wrong. I think I know where X was going. You were saying basically that Steph Curry has been a superstar that's created under Silver, right?
Right.
I would make the argument that the reason why, one of the biggest reasons why he's a superstar is because he was the antagonist for LeBron. He was
Right.
the only one who could beat Bron at one time. That was the anti-Bron. You know what I mean? So that moved his star status to superstar. You know, nobody could be like Bron. Nobody was gonna be 272. I mean, 6'7", 260. But those kids that look at him and saw Steph Curry shooting that ball, I could be, because Steph Curry's like what, 6'2"?
6'3".
6'3". These kids think he's 5'8". You know what I'm saying? So they looked at him and they was like, that's somebody I could be like. Cool. And he's beating LeBron. So I think that helped him shoot into superstardom mode. But at the same time, he still has never been the face of the NBA. His entire career, LeBron has been the face of the NBA. And still right now, at 42, he's still the face of the NBA. There's no reason for him to still be the face of the NBA. And that's the major problem that the NBA has right now. Anthony Edwards, he is good, but he hadn't put that, bruh. He's not a threat to win, if that makes any sense. Like, anybody got him winning the NBA championship this year?
No, but he's been close.
Close, but no cigar. Nobody. I think that no time did you think that he was going to lead his team to the not state championship, the NBA championship, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? You still have. He's the best American NBA player, if we can say that right now, young American player. But he doesn't put fear in anybody's heart. Like, I look at him, I don't think, like we were talking about the Olympics, I think that was last week, right? And because he's on the team, doesn't make me feel confident that the USA is going to win. I'm not like, oh man, and that was not going to let us lose. That's not that's not how I feel looking at him. Like, you know, LeBron, Steph, KD, we knew we were going to win. All that Magic, Michael Jordan, all of them, we knew we were going to win. But coming up, Ant Edwards, Cade Cunningham, I can't really just think of many of them. Jaylen Brown, like
Tatum.
We don't have,
Tatum.
You just don't have those stars that's to take the NBA into the next level. Like people want, like people like box office. Like, I'll be glad when LeBron retires. Shit, and then what? You talking about the ratings now? Wait till Bron leave.
Well, for me, it's not going to change at all because I'm still going to watch whether LeBron plays or not. It's about gathering the casual, and yeah, you're going to have less casuals tuning in when LeBron's gone. And like I said, I think it's bad in the NBA right now. I think it's going to get ugly once LeBron's gone.
But what you just said, as far as the numbers, LeBron, based on, and that was during COVID. Now, granted, that's COVID, I understand, but everybody's home. That was like the lowest one that you said as far as the NBA ratings.
Well, I think I'm not saying this because I'm not a LeBron fan. I think I think the guys that aren't LeBron guys have a LeBron fatigue at this point, which is goes back to what C's saying. Like, he shouldn't be the guy at 40 years old. He shouldn't be the most box office guy. So Silver's done a terrible job of hyping up Anthony Edwards to be that next American face. Because You're not worried about the foreigners because the foreigners are always going to fly under the radar. So you need the American name to be the draw.
But I don't
Like
blame
like
that
the
all
like the
on Phil.
Timberwolves and the Lakers played in the playoffs. I want to say that Timberwolves knocked them out last year. Yeah, and you didn't tune in for Anthony Edwards necessarily.
No.
You tuned in more because of the Lakers. So
My thing is, I think Anthony Edwards, he's a good player. It's like he's the best we got. You know what I'm saying? It's like you selling for him, but you've seen much better. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, because I don't think he's reached his peak yet, and neither do you, I'm sure.
I just
No.
I just think that I think based on like, obviously hindsight's 2020, right? I just think that maybe we as people that have grown up in America, definitely love the NBA. I just think maybe we overhyped the NBA in a sense of, yeah, during Jordan's times, they might have had better ratings, but outside of Jordan, the NBA hasn't been dominant compared to, the World Series per se. It was really Jordan that was that guy. Um, Maybe the NBA is just not as popular as one wants to believe, and that's just where it's at with it. Based on the numbers that you were giving me, because like I said, I'm not a ratings guy. You more of a ratings guy, because me and you always talking. You always like, X, go check out because you even talking about the World Cup. Like, like I didn't realize how many people watch the World Cup until you enlightened me about that. Maybe based off of what you was telling me as far as a breakdown of the last 6, 7 years, I'm saying to myself, dog, maybe the proof is just in the pudding that the NBA is just not that popular like some want to believe.
Right, and I don't think that would be like I don't think it would be a big deal if we didn't see faults in it, but I do see the faults.
Right.
Like it's so many threes. It's All-Star weekend sucks. Your own teams, your own league are tanking. That's a huge problem
But you still watch that over baseball.
because I've never been a baseball guy.
Right, right.
But like somebody that watches baseball and the NBA equally, the numbers show they'll watch baseball more than the NBA.
Right.
And that's the thing. The NBA wants to grab that guy. They want to say, okay, turn off Shohei Ohtani. I got Anthony Edwards for you.
I think maybe we should, like y'all saying, maybe we should, not us, but the casual fan, maybe should tune into basketball because these are guys that can't do you can't do what they do, right? You can't jump out of a gym. You can't do what they do. But when you look at a baseball player, not saying that you can do it, but you see guys that have dad bods out there that's just, oh, I can do that. Let me watch them play sports.
Right.
That's why
And
I ain't.
my suggestion for the tanking, like I said, was take away the first round pick. But I really don't know how you get rid of all the threes being shot. There's no way to fix that, in my opinion. I don't know how to fix that because I do think it's a lot less watchable than it used to be. Like the Shaqs and the Vladi Divac's and the Chris Webbers and the Duncans and the
But
Garnett.
I remember
They
when people were
matter.
saying that was hard to watch. I don't know if y'all remember that. People were
Yeah,
saying that was hard to watch. That when Shaq them was winning at the time. Duncan
I
was
think
winning
this
at the
is
time.
harder to watch.
I mean, for me, it's not. I guess because I just love like how box office was telling me about soccer, how it's like kind of like poetry. Me, basketball, I watch basketball, and that's how I view it. That's why I never had an issue with the Spurs and how they play, how the Warriors play. I like ball movement. Pause.
Me too. I liked watching the Spurs, but what I'm saying is, do you like this game now as opposed to 2004 NBA?
I get where you going with it, bro. I do. I do. I understand what you're saying, but
Defense mattered a lot more.
it did. It did. It did. What do you bring hand checking back?
I would, but does that change 3 pointers much?
You can get up on them a little bit more
Yeah.
as far as defensively.
Who can this? people can't really stay with each other like that out there in
Right.
the corner. But here's my thing. I'm gonna address a couple things. You keep talking about back when Mike was playing, bro. Mike was playing in the 80s and 90s. It wasn't so much other stuff to watch.
But
You know how
I'm
much
talking
stuff
about
it
even
is to
like
watch?
2004 now.
Yeah, even then, 2004. Do you know how much stuff it is to watch right now? If you turn on your TV, everybody I think has a smart TV. They have all these
I'm
streaming
coming
services.
right back. Hold on. I want to see something. I want to see something. Because I
Yeah,
want to do a box office. I want to see some ratings from when Mike played compared to now.
No, I mean I remember I read something like Mike averaged 35 million in that Jazz series. Meanwhile, LeBron drove 7 million in that 2020 series. Like that's a huge OD difference.
but that's like I'm saying. I'm older than y'all, so I was there watching it, right? Bruh, we had never seen, you never knew what the hell Mike was going to do. Everything
Yeah.
that Mike did, he was the first person doing it. Now, you got people in high school doing that stuff that Mike did. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's not so great no more. While like X said, we can't do that stuff, but there is somebody that can do it. You know what I mean? There is somebody that can do that can switch the ball. Do you know how amazing it was? Mike went up, switched the ball from his right to his left, and made the layup. Can you name a player in the NBA who can't do that right now?
Right, but I'm not really worried about like the highlight portions. I'm more worried about like the big moments, you know. Can Anthony Edwards win 6 titles in 8 years? That type of thing.
He can't win one.
Well, that's what that's what I'm saying like and forget Michael. I'm even talking about 2010 Lakers Celtics. That was awesome. That was must watch.
You had the Celtics big three:
Right.
Kobe without Shaq. You don't have that now. You understand what I'm saying?
But even like LeBron playing Dallas and choking it up, like it was must watch TV. It was LeBron's first year in Miami.
With the
Um,
big three.
yeah, but I just feel like it's not the same. And forget the big three and all that. I'm talking more so the playing styles. Like now, I'm just watching a 3-point contest out there.
That does suck.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, well, if we're talking ratings, these things were never seen before. That's why the rating disparity is so quick, so big. Now, if you were to look at regular season games, I bet it isn't that much of a difference.
Okay, so I just pulled it up for the 90s.
Mm.
Baseball had 4 or 5 million viewers more in the 90s in the World Series than basketball did. And that was with Michael. Michael had that one game that was the most viewed game ever, that one you were speaking of, which was around 36 million
Yeah.
people tuned in to watch it. But maybe that you look at that game because you said that's Michael's last game.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what we're looking at. But as far as in the 90s, I think the NBA had 56 games to major or 56 for Major League Baseball in the World Series compared to 50 in the NBA. Vice versa is one or the other. But baseball had about 27 point whatever million viewers. The NBA had 22 million viewers. So even in the 90s, baseball was having more viewership than the NBA based on what I just looked up. And I didn't even go look it up. Like I just went straight to Chat GPT and pulled up and then I said, do the research on this and pull up the exact numbers for the 90s. And that's what they told me.
Well, I didn't know that, and that's good. Now I'm more interested now because it seems like World Series was always better. Now I'm interested. How did the NBA always do against the college basketball national title game?
Yeah, see that I think that's more of a fair comparison because and it's
It's
still
the
not a fair
same
comparison
sport.
because it's not equal. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, because I remember, see, we, like you said, we grew up in that era of the 90s. And I was like, no, the Braves was really good. The Yankees was really good. So I know people were watching, even though they had Mike. But baseball was king at one time in America.
Definitely
Over
was.
even football.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about a long time ago. I'm not talking about the 90s. I'm just talking about a long,
Yeah.
long time ago. So yeah, I just think that we're overhyping basketball. Basketball is, even though we love it, may just not be as big a sport as we want to believe it is. And that's okay. That is okay. Because I still love it, me. But I just think it's just not as popular as one might believe it is.
Well, it's very popular overseas. Like when you go to NFL's Instagram page and go to NBA's, the NBA has way more
You know what?
followers
I feel like, and
because they
maybe
have
it's,
China and they have other
you
countries.
know, but I think like when I think about an NBA, and maybe maybe y'all both agree. I don't know. Maybe y'all disagree with me. Basketball to me is a more urban hip hop ish feel to it. If that makes sense, it's more. You think pop music, you may think more like the NFL, like it's global, it's big, it's pop music, right? But NBA has more of like its core crowd. That's what it is. It's that core crowd, and we love it, and we want to overhype it, but it's just not as popular as other sports.
The NBA, what basketball in America is probably the equivalent of soccer in other countries because it's so accessible. It's readily accessible. All you need is a ball and a hoop. In soccer, all you need is a ball and a net. So a lot of people. That's why soccer is the biggest sport. Every country can get a ball and a net, right? So, do you know that pretty much every football player can play basketball if you if you put them out there? They may not be good as the basketball players on a basketball team, but they can play. At our high school, they just had senior night. Um, 4 of the 5 seniors, they just joined the team a month ago after football season got over with, and they and they were out there playing on the basketball team, and they'd always play basketball because if you're an athlete, if you're pretty much, I don't want to say in the hood, but in the hood, you're gonna play basketball. That's just something you're gonna play. The people gonna come, your boys gonna come to your door, bouncing the basketball. Come on outside, we're gonna go hoop. You might go play football too, but you gonna hoop.
See, I think football is the one that is easy for y'all to play, but as far as like as a kid, but you got to be a different animal to play football at a high school, college level, because anybody can play two-hand touch flag football. When you put the pads on, it's a whole
That's
different
what
ball
I'm saying.
game.
Football as we know it, once you get to the point where you putting pads on, the Oklahoma drill has made more basketball players than anything in the world, bro. Because everybody's athletic. We all was playing in the hood, right? Oh, I was cold at touch.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Put that helmet on, them shoulder pads. Lay on your back. Hey,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and you see somebody who really crazy in their head come over there to hit you. It'll change your mind.
Yeah, I'm good on this. I'm gonna go pick up the basketball and go hoop
Oh
now.
yeah. Oh man, them boys tripping. I'm not going back out there. I didn't see. I've heard kids say it now. Like, like now. I always be trying to get the basketball players to go out for the football team. Boy, I'm not going out there. Them boys hit me. No.
Oh, yeah, yep. I know some of the best athletes. I'm like, bro, go play football. Oh no, them boy hit me.
I said, man, you know how good of a tight end you be? Man, I'm not going out there, boy. I'm not going there. Tight end not the one go over the middle and kick. Oh no, boy, I'm not going out there. You 6'5". Go play tight end. No, bro. But
I think all in all, not to say we have to wrap up the topic, but I think like for box office and even myself, because I'm a little younger than you see, we think Michael Jordan we think COVID, that's nostalgia. That doesn't mean actual ratings. It doesn't mean that it's more popular than other sports. It's just we enjoy watching. We remember as a kid how it made us feel, but still doesn't mean it's a bigger sport. And as we just saw, based on what I looked up, baseball has been a bigger sport. And I didn't even look in the 80s. I just looked in the 90s. I'm pretty sure in the 80s it was a bigger sport for sure. So it's
Yeah.
always been behind football. It's always been behind baseball. So I mean, it's just not as popular as we want to believe it is.
Okay,
No,
last thing. So what I did was I compared because I didn't know the World Series always did better. So I did just college basketball national title game against the average NBA finals average rating.
Right,
In the 90s, the NBA pretty much beat them out every year.
right.
But the college basketball has beaten them. I only went back to COVID the last 6 years. Every year, the college basketball, and they're like beating them by like 8-7 million every time.
I can
that's
see that though. That makes sense to me though.
that's surprising. But I was just about to say something and kill my own point. I can't remember the last 6 NCAA championship games or whatever.
Well, because the teams are constantly changing, so I get
Right.
that. I
But
get that.
I actually can't remember the last 6 finals matchups either. Like that's my COVID brain still kicking in. I can't hardly remember stuff, but the I could see it, but because college basketball is just one game.
Right.
One game for everything. And it's the culmination of this big 64 team, 68 team technically tournament that's been going on, and you got this one game to pick the winner. Oh yeah, I'm watching it. You know what I mean?
But the point is, it was the same in the 90s.
Right.
And in the 90s, you had the Leitners and you had the Kentuckys. So I'm
That's why I
saying,
was surprised when you said that, because college basketball was way more appealing back then.
right.
I agree.
And
But Mike is Mike too though.
that's what I'm about to say. The Michael Jordan effect in that comparison, I could see how that would make a big difference. Mike was, see, y'all, bruh, I know I'm older than y'all, but bruh, you wanted to watch the game. So when you get on the bus tomorrow, you could talk about everything that happened on the game.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you didn't watch the game, you get shut your dumb ass up. You don't even watch basketball.
That's exactly how it was. Bro, me and Jasper would literally sit at the breakfast table. Shout out, I don't know where he's at. He's supposed to be on these shows. But we would literally sit at the table, bro, and talk about these games.
That's the last time Jasper watched sports.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. Like now, the difference is I had to watch it back then. I could catch Sports Center maybe and catch some of the highlights. But right now, you ain't got to watch the game, bro. Go YouTube it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to watch it live. I had to watch it live.
Yeah, Twitter will show you all the highlights and tell you that. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because even right now, like you said, I could be talking about the highlights. Even when I was growing up, people could be talking about the highlights. Oh yeah, man, you seen Jordan hit the last shot over Russell? That's cool. You can talk about that the whole time. But I'm gonna be talking about something that happened in the second quarter.
Right.
Oh man, this is when the game changed. You know what I mean? And that's who I knew. That's who I knew was real sports fans. Like I said, I might be wrong, but I don't trust a man who don't know nothing about sports, bro. And that started a long time ago for me. If you talking and if you saying something and you talking in all these generalities that I know you don't know the the intricate things about sports, and you just talking about oh yeah, man, I like LeBron, oh, I hate LeBron. Okay, why? You know what I'm saying? Like I need you to tell me why. Give me something. You know what I mean? Oh man, and like like for instance, I don't believe people know sports if they're I know a person's a casual fan. Like if you're my age and you're a Patriots fan, bro, shut up. You just started watching football in 2000, bro.
Unless you're from the New England area, yeah.
Unless you're from the New England area. But if you're from Lafayette and you a Patriots fan, but shut up. Now, I might give you a pass if you're from Lafayette because
Because you
Kevin.
Kevin Falk. Yeah, that's that. I'm about
I
to say a
might
lot
give
of
you
people
a
like
pass.
Kevin Falk.
But outside of that, but I don't want to talk to you, man. You don't watch football, man.
Hey, see, let me ask you this. I want to ask you about both this. You know, I'm just interested, and this has really, but like, what was the first game in the NBA or series that you remember watching? And not because, like, for me, it was always my uncles and my nanny. They put, I watched the first finals I can remember watching was the Lakers and the Bulls, Mike's first one, right? But I'm saying the first series that you watched on your own. It didn't take for anybody to put it on for you. You was in your room and you was like, bruh, I'm watching this.
The first finals?
Well, whatever game you want. I remember my first one was the Suns and the Bulls final. I remember myself. I'm watching these games. I don't need nobody to put it on for me. I'm a kid watching Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan go at it, bro. KJ, Dan Marley, Scotty. I remember being in my room like, dog, this is it. This is like, I remember the Trailblazers too, but it wasn't me. Like, I feel like my nanny and then my uncles was putting it on and I'm watching it with them. The Suns, though, I watched that myself. I watched that season, and I remember, like, yeah, they're gonna lock horns in the finals, and it's gonna go down.
I got you. Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson, and Robert Parrish playing the Boston Celtics playing the Detroit Pistons. It was 80 something. It was 80 something. And I remember.
Well, that's not the finals. That would be the.
No, but he just said,
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't have to be the finals. Whatever y'all really just remember you doing it. Not nobody putting you on. You doing it.
Right. Now, previous to that, I've been watching it with my uncles or whatever. But I remember specifically, neither one of my uncles were at the house. And I was like, I'm flipping through the channels. I'm not knowing that basketball comes on right now as the playoffs and everything. And I saw it, and it just was getting ready to come on. And I put it on. I said, oh, I didn't know that was on. And I sat there and I watched it. And if I'm not mistaken, it was the game where Bird stole the inbounds pass. And and they end up beating the Pistons like that. If I'm not,
I watched that game. Obviously,
that's a legendary moment for your first thing to be.
And that's why I'm saying. So I might be lying, inadvertently lying, but I know it was that was a series.
Yeah.
So but I remember, like I said, because I know I like the Celtics because my uncles like the Lakers. So I just wanted to fuss with them. So I ended up picking the Celtics. And I learned starting lineups for all my favorite teams. And I remember watching them playing the Pistons and being like, we gotta beat these boys. Like, these dudes, like, me in my head thinking these dudes suck, not knowing I was gonna hate the Pistons moving forward because I ended up being an MJ fan. But I remember that going for the Celtics and being like, these dudes suck. We gotta beat them. And it had to have been that game, bro. It had to have been that game.
Well, for me, so I was born in 94, middle of Mike's prime, and we moved to America in 2001, and I was 7. So for me, everything started when I was 7. Everything up until 7, it was a blur. So coming to America 2001 is really when I started watching everything. And so the first NBA memory was Kobe and Shaq, and I didn't like them at all. Like, I just thought they were way too dominant. Like, I was just like, bro, this is annoying. Like, they were way too dominant. Allen Iverson's from Virginia, so I was pulling for Iverson to beat him, in those finals, but he couldn't do it alone.
Bro, I know exactly where I was when that finals took place. I'm talking about, I remember being in the hotel in Mississippi watching this. I remember that like it was yesterday, bro.
And that was the start of me watching sports. So, and I was used to. So my first NBA team, 7 years old. I'm trying to pick teams. I'm trying to decide. Was the Kings because they couldn't get past the Lakers, and I was rooting for the Kings hard.
We
And
know
then
why now, though.
yeah, and I was giving it a year, two, and then I finally decided on the Pistons and so on. So to me, the first NBA memory to me is Kobe and Shaq. So I saw MJ with the Wizards, but that's not that.
Yeah, you
Yeah, my as far as my first memory just ever was Mike playing against the Lakers, and I liked Mike. I was like, he's the one that drew me into basketball.
Makes sense. I mean,
And when he left, I ain't gonna lie, when he left and retired, I became a Reggie Miller fan. Woo!
but X, when you think about it, it all makes sense. You're born 84, right?
83.
83. I'm 94. So you're 11 years older. That Lakers Bulls finals was 11 years before the Sixers
Uh,
and Lakers. So it really makes sense. We all tuned in same time, and C is like 4 or 5 years older than you, and the Pistons Celtics was them 4 or 5 years before that.
I was probably about 8 or 9,
Right.
but
So it makes
but
sense.
I remember being confused about sports a little bit. I liked it, but I used to be confused about it. Like all the names and the nicknames. I remember not knowing. I remember thinking Dr. J and Magic Johnson were the same person. They would just call them different things.
I
And
see what you're saying. That is a kid thing. Yeah.
yeah, and I was like I remember. I to this day I never remember. I know I was alive when he was playing, but I've never seen Dr. J play basketball. I mean, I have zero memory of that.
so your first favorite team was the Celtics.
My first thing was the Celtics.
My first favorite team was, I'm gonna say the team was the Pacers. I liked Mike. I rooted for Mike
Yeah,
early on in like the first 3 years when they won the chips. But my first favorite team was the Pacers for sure. In basketball and football, it was the Giants.
I, my first boy. I'm embarrassed to say my first football team was the fucking Cowboys, bro.
Oh,
And
what?
like I said, sports used to confuse me, and my uncle was a Cowboys fan. My dad was a Cowboys fan, and they had this star in their helmet, and I used to get it confused with wrestling. I thought that was like the championship helmet, like the champ has a belt. Okay, in football they got a championship helmet, and they got the helmet, they got the star in the helmet. They the champs, and them boys hadn't won nothing. Them boys were scrubs actually in the '80s when I first started watching football. Because I can remember when they when before they got Troy Aikman and all them when they won that one game. I remember like, dog, how can they keep losing? They got the fucking star. They the good team. What's wrong with them? And I just couldn't remember. I remember I love it. I used to love Herschel Walker. You know what I'm saying? Just because of that. And then I figured out we had a team right here in Louisiana, and my dumbass uncles don't even go for them. They didn't even want to tell me. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
I was a Giants fan because I like Lawrence Taylor out the gate. That's the player I liked. I like Lawrence Taylor. And then when Buffalo lost to the Giants in the fashion they did,
The field goal.
I became a Buffalo Bills fan.
Scott
So of course,
Norwood.
I was hot when they were losing to the Cowboys. I'm like, boy, get the Cowboys. I hate these fools. And then when the movie The Little Giants came out, if you remember, I was like, oh, for sure, I hate the Cowboys even more.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
and then I like Dion, the Falcons. After the Bills just broke my heart, and then finally I became a Saints fan.
Bro, the second team, the team that I actually picked, and I like them because of their quarterback that I actually picked. It wasn't because it was a stupid star. The Broncos, bro. The Broncos, I love John Elway. I said, this dude good, bro.
I like John Elway. I didn't like the Broncos, though.
Bro, I couldn't believe he was getting blown out in the Super Bowl like that, bro. I couldn't believe it. And I'm talking about the San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl. I was like, bro, how is John Elway getting blown out like this? All he got to do is throw it to Vance Johnson, and it's a touchdown, bro. We good. I couldn't believe it, bro. Like I didn't understand it. And it made me look at the 49ers and actually realize how good they were. Like, I was like, God damn, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Roger Craig. Oh my God, these dudes are loaded. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I actually watched them and I started paying attention to teams and how many stars and studs at whatever position they had and how they could beat my favorite quarterback, John Elway, because they got all of this and John ain't got nobody.
Right. Now you start saying, he ain't got nobody. We ain't gonna throw it.
He ain't got nobody but Vance Johnson over there with that damn perm slick back.
That's why. So I don't know if y'all watched on Netflix. They have an Elway documentary.
I started watching. I never finished it.
So I never watched Elway. Obviously, he retired before I even came to the States. But I watched the documentary, and obviously I know how great he was. And I watched the 2 Super Bowls he won. I went and watched those back like a while ago. And so you see the arm talent. But he reminds me of those early 3 Super Bowls he lost. It reminds me of Josh Allen now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, you have the star quarterback. You know he's legit. He just doesn't have the team around him.
Yeah.
And that's what it reminds me of. And my favorite NFL team, my first one, was the Eagles because I actually really liked McNabb.
I remember that with you when I first met you.
Yeah, I loved McNabb. But then I just decided between Manning and McNabb, and that's how I went with the Colts as a kid.
That was a smart choice.
Well, yeah, but the Eagles won 2 Super Bowls in the last 8 years now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying for the time.
At the time,
decision, if I'm watching both of those guys, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm going big head dude. This dude, he's a genius. But anyway, just look at this. Damn, we gotta wrap this up, man. We
all over the place.
First topic went an hour, bro.
Yeah, bro. All right, but no, man. The end of that topic, they gotta fix the tanking.
Right.
They gotta fix the tanking. All right. Still in the NBA, man. Who's your front runner for NBA MVP right now?
I want to go first.
I know. You already texted me. I know what you're gonna say.
Bruh, it's not even close actually this year.
Oh God, here we go. Come on, bro.
Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham is NBA MVP as of February 24th. Look, one thing about me and MVPs every year, I'm very consistent. The record has to be very good. And then the star has to put up the numbers. The Pistons are first in the East. Everyone knew the Pistons were going to be good this year. They did not think it was going to be this good. And on top of it, Cade Cunningham is averaging 25, 10, and 6. That's 10 assists. So that's phenomenal. He's only got one other all-star around him, Jalen Durant, and he's still first in the East. That's impressive. Their third highest scorer is Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is not a star, and he's still got these boys first in the East. SGA is missing way too many games. Jokic missed too many games at one point, and another thing that hurts Jokic, he's not top 2 in the West. Right now, the top 2 teams in the West are OKC and San Antonio. Yeah, and OKC, SGA, they're winning games without him. They literally are blowing out teams without him. And I thought he deserved MVP last year, and I'm glad he got it. But at the same time, not this year. They're winning without you. I think you could make a very, very strong case for Jalen Brown. I think you could make a strong case for Wemby, but I just think this is one of those years where I think it's a little too obvious as of right now. If the Pistons finish first and Cunningham's numbers are 25, 10, and 6, and you're first in the East with one other All-Star, I really think he's doing a lot with a lot less around him. Cade Cunningham's my MVP as of right now.
Okay, so hey, y'all listen. I get where you're going with it, and I love Kate Cunningham. I do. Um, but I'm hard pressed, even though I don't love the team. Not and it's not even no disrespect to the team. I guess I don't know. I don't love them, but I still think it's Shea, bro. It's still Shea, and here's the reason. You said that they won games without him. He played 49 games. They have 44 wins. They might have won some games without him, but they need Shea. Shea averages 32 points a game, bro, and they're the number one seed in the West. The West is by far, in my opinion, still better than the East. In my humble opinion, I don't know how y'all feel about that. The West is still the dominant thing. Jalen Williams missed some times too for the Thunder this year. So I just think when you look at them, yeah, you consider a team, but does that team go as far as they go without Shea? If Shea doesn't play, now I know you say he missed some games. Yeah, he missed some games, but can they win a chip without Shea? I would say the answer is no. Just like I think Cade Cunningham, the Pistons can't win without Cade Cunningham. But I just think Shea, you can't take the award away from him just because the team is quote unquote good without him. They're not, to me, they're not as elite without him. If they're a good team, they're just not the team that they are with him. With him, and when they're all healthy, I mean, y'all picked them. I mean, I tried to go against the grain, but I think it's pretty. I think if the Oklahoma City Thunder are healthy, I think y'all both picked them. They're gonna win the finals, right, this year. I think
Mhm.
y'all.
Yes. Well, let me ask you this: no Shea, no Cade Cunningham, and those two teams play. Who wins?
Oh, OKC for sure. You said yeah, for sure. OKC
Yeah, that's
wins.
what I'm saying. They're much better.
But I just think it's like I don't know. Like I feel like if Jordan missed, or Jordan or LeBron missed, they played 49 games. The team has 44 wins. Just because the team on the other side is the number one seed and they're playing well, doesn't mean that they should win MVP. They're not. He's not. I don't think that Cade Cunningham is more valuable to the Pistons than Shea is to Oklahoma City. That's all I'm saying.
Um, I actually agree with box office. Kate Cunningham is the MVP if we were going to stop today. But I'm gonna say this: Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was an MVP halfway through the NFL season, and he fell off a cliff. And I say Cade Cunningham right now is because Jokic and SGA not gonna be eligible because they missed so many games, and they're going to miss. I think they say Jokic got to miss like one more game, and he's ineligible.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
and SGA got to miss. I want to say like 3.
Yeah, SGA got to miss 3, and so that's going to happen by by all stretches of imaginations. They're going to miss a total of 4 games between the two of them moving forward. So you go to the next tier, and you're right. You got Cade Cunningham. I like the Jalen Brown thing you snuck in there. Then you got Wemby. Um, I think it's kind of between Wemby and Cade Cunningham right now because I just don't think they ever give Jalen Brown a MVP, especially before they got one for Tatum. So you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. If I had to pick one right now, I go with Cade Cunningham. All right, let's keep it moving, man. NBA Finals pick as of today.
y'all know I had to actually do this topic because I was an idiot not picking the Oklahoma City Thunder to get to the finals. I don't know what the hell I was thinking before the season, trying to go against the grain. We got Oklahoma City getting to the finals, bro. I'm not gonna be foolish, bro. Um, if they're all healthy, they're just bruh. They added Jared McCain to that team. It's just ridiculous, bruh. They just keep loading up this team. But yeah, I got Oklahoma City. That's the interesting thing as far as the now we go to the East. You think about the Pistons, you think about the Cavs. I'll probably say you think about the Knicks and maybe the Celtics if they can really get it going. I think that's probably the team that you really think about. I know you might want to throw in Milwaukee, but I don't
Yeah,
know how I feel about that. I
I
don't,
know.
I don't know. I think right now, if I had to say, once the postseason starts, I'm gonna go out on a limb. And I'm gonna say, and I know box office is not gonna like this take. I'm gonna say Cleveland finally gets over the hump and gets to the finals. I think Harden is the missing piece. He don't have to be the guy in Cleveland. He can be one of the guys. And Donovan Mitchell, despite him losing in the playoffs, Donovan Mitchell puts up big numbers. So I'm gonna go with Cleveland versus OKC, but I still think OKC ultimately gets it done.
All right, I'll go next. I mean, I I picked OKC at the beginning. I'm not. I've seen no evidence to make me change. So I definitely got OKC coming out of the West. Hopefully they won't run into the Spurs because the Spurs have been the one team that's been a thorn in their side all year. But I got them, and I'm kind of still debating. I actually like. I X kind of took the words out of my mouth. I think that this may be the time for the Cavs to get over that hump with the additional Harden. They've been looking good, man. And in the playoffs, you just never know what Harden you're gonna get in the playoffs. That's the problem. And but he doesn't have to be the guy right now. You know what I mean? Him turning it on, being the guy when he needs to be is a good thing. But we saw him doing that. He had to do it when he was in L.A. He had to do that when he was in Philly. He even had to do it in Brooklyn at times. He had to turn it on and be the guy, and he could show you that he could still be that Houston Harden if he had to be. But can he do that in the playoffs if they need him to be Houston Harden? That still leaves a lot to be desired for me. So I'm gonna go with either Cleveland or I just think the Knicks, man. I think the Knicks, they got all the talent over there to do it. And I think it's between those two. I can't see anybody else coming out of the East besides those two.
Okay. So my preseason pick was OKC over the Knicks, and I'm gonna stick with that. Um, I think that the Knicks will get it going in the playoffs. So they're a little up and down. They play down to their competition a little too much. But I think come the playoffs, that they're going to be sick about how they lost to the Pacers last year, and they're going to want to get there. Harden pisses me off in the playoffs. He turns into another guy in the playoffs every single time. Every single time, I think he's about to stay consistent. He just doesn't do it for me, and I don't trust the rest of the Cavs. The Pistons, I think, are still a year or two away.
I agree.
They're
Really good team though.
but they're getting better, and I'm happy to see it. But I think they're a year away. And then what team am I missing? Oh, the Celtics. The Celtics aren't going to get there without Tatum. They're still really good, but I think in the 7-game series, it's going to be tough. If Jalen Brown has a bad game, you need Pritchard to go crazy. You need these other guys to ball out, and I just can't see it all the way till the final. So I'm going to stick with Oklahoma City over over the Knicks. Man, I know the Spurs give OKC some trouble, but I gotta see it in the playoffs. I actually would give Denver a better shot just because of their championship experience. But I got to go with OKC right now.
I think it's over for Denver. I really do. You got the best
Maybe.
player in the league, and you still. I think that they messed up when they initially traded Bruce Bowen, and it threw off the chemistry of the team. Their chance was the year after they won, and they offset their team, and they missed their window. I think that all of these leagues have windows, especially the NBA. There's a window for your team. If you don't win the championship in your window's over. They close your window's closed. Like I kind of said that about Luka. When he got to the finals, he should have won it because who knows if he'll ever even get back. He did, they shipped him out of there, which was lunacy, but it happened. I think that once you have an opportunity, while that iron's hot, you have to strike. And I think that I think their irons cool down a little bit.
I'll say that's the one player I think that we didn't mention. But if the Lakers can climb up in the West, I think Luka has a shot at MVP too. If the Lakers can climb up,
I just think that they can't climb up. I don't know what. I don't think that they should be.
what they are like the 5 seed right now, 5 or 4 or 5 seed right now.
Yeah,
5 seed, I think.
listen, bro. I shouldn't be more surprised when the Lakers win a game than I am when they lose. I really am. I think that they hang around in games so much. And then I'll check the game. I'll fall asleep on the game if I'm watching it, and I wake up in the morning they lost by 4 or something like that. And I tried to watch a game the other day. Man, Luka, LeBron, or AR wasn't playing. I looked at that. I said, "Who the hell are these guys?" Bro, I didn't know nobody.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think if Luka can, like, and I know Bron is there, but like y'all said, Bron's 40 years old. If Luka can get them to like the 3 seed in the West, which is not that crazy, because I think that the Rockets are the 3 seed right now, and they're only 1 game above them. I think it's like 1 or 2. Dog, if Luka could get them there, bro, I don't know. Like, to me, Luka's been balling this year.
Luka's been doing the same thing he always does and score. But bro, I need.
But you just said who the hell are these guys?
Yeah, but bro, who the hell are these guys? When you got LeBron and AR-15 both playing, now it's not who the hell are these guys. It's what the hell are you doing? Why'd y'all lose that game? You know what I mean? So I'm looking at it. I from what I've seen, Luka, the only problem I've ever had with Luka was his defense, bro. And I haven't seen any improvement.
Bro, you're the most wishy-washy dude. I swear I hate you, bro. You do that.
What?
You love James Harden, but then you hate Luka Doncic.
I love James Harden.
You don't love James Harden? See?
No, my son loves James Harden.
You love James Harden because of your son.
James Harden don't play no defense either, and I've always said that. So I look at players like that. I look at players like that as, bruh, if you're gonna give me 30 and you're gonna give up 32, it's the same thing, bro. I'm good. I'm not impressed with that, bro.
Nah, bro.
I gotta say something about Luka. All right. I like Luka. I was big on him coming out of Europe. A lot of people here were like, he looks slow, white boy, this and that. No way that's gonna work. And then he had a better rookie year than LeBron. But he's been hanging around LeBron too much. He's Doncic is starting to piss me off, bro. He's starting to flop. and he's starting to complain to the refs way.
No, he always did
That's
that.
why
He always did that, but
Buffalo
I
played
feel like
his
this
entire
year
career.
it's ridiculous.
No, bro.
It's literally ridiculous. He's starting to piss me off. The other day, he shot a three. Jaylen Brown went to block it. Jaylen Brown did not even come close to touching him. The dude falls, and then he's complaining to ref, where the hell's the call? I'm like, bro, you did not get touched. Doncic is starting to piss me off, bro. He's really, and I've never liked the Lakers, so him being on the Lakers really gives me even more reason not to like him. So he's starting to piss me off.
Bro, he's literally done all those things his entire career, bro.
But now he's
been
really
the
getting on my nerves.
He's getting on your nerves because it's like you think it's
Because he
something else
plays
to blame.
LeBron. That's why.
I think it's that yellow he's wearing is really like that's
Yeah, I told you that Lakers. Hey, I make you not want to. Hey, bro, I get it. But no, you can't take away. What, 33? I think he's averaging 32, 33 points a game. Like, that's crazy.
And he's still crying. Like,
Bruh,
really pissing me off, bro.
I've seen Luka when he was in Dallas. This man would shoot the ball. He'd shoot a three and look at the ref immediately before the ball even makes it to the goal to see if he made it in net and start crying about a foul that he never was touched. That used to piss me off. And he would literally cry every time down the court. Every time down the court. He didn't even have to have the ball. He'd always be talking to the ref. It was pissing me off so bad, bro. I was like, dog.
Hey, we're gonna stop this Luka hate right now, y'all.
Bro, if he start playing defense and stop all that damn crying, we could.
Watch your mouth, man.
This is what pisses me off about Luka the most.
Big Luka. Oh,
if Luka would play a tenth more better defense than he plays, he could be so much better. He would be the best player in the NBA by far. If he could just a tenth more, and even if he would just even look like he was trying, he don't look like he trying half the time. If you could trick me, I could go out there right now and I could give you all this and look like it. He don't even want to look like it.
Bruh. Next topic. Y'all ain't gonna start this Luka hate, bruh. Luka for MVP. Let's go, Luka.
Good cap. All right, let's see. Let's go to it, man. All right, let's transition out of the NBA and let's go to the NCAA. Men's basketball. All right, so as of right now, we all know the top players. Who would you say is leading the pack to be the number one player drafted? Who's the player everybody's tanking for right now?
What do you think, box office? I'm gonna let you go first.
I think it's pretty obvious. It's AJ DeBonsa. And I've watched now 3-4 games this year, and obviously we're only going to watch more and more as we reach the end of the year. I don't think it's even close. He's going to be an NBA superstar. Look, he's averaging. Hold on, I got some background noise bothering me. Okay, he's averaging 25 and 7 on 53% shooting. That's monster numbers. Anytime you're shooting over 50% and you're not even not all your points are coming in the paint. He's a forward, but he's shooting threes. He's shooting a better 3-point percentage than Luka Doncic, who we just talked about. Now I get it. Different 3-pointer, different.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to give some numbers as to he's actually doing it better than a lot of players. And like I said, 53% from the floor. So basically makes over half his shots. He gets to the free throw line a lot. He's a 76% free throw shooter, which is LeBron range, which is good enough for the level he's on right now. I think he's a stud. I don't see a better player in the country. It's very interesting he went to BYU. I don't know if he's Mormon or they just gave him the bag or maybe he just liked BYU coaching staff. It doesn't really matter. They're going to make the tournament, so we're gonna get to see him. But I haven't seen a better college player. I've watched, I'd say out of the top 10 players, I've probably watched 7 of them by now. And the guy I think is a little overrated is Cameron Boozer, Carlos Boozer's son. I just feel like he drives the ball way too easily in college and he backs down players way too easily I don't see that working in the NBA. I think he's gonna need to develop a shot more. I don't know if he's that great of an NBA talent, in my opinion. I think if I had to guess right now, I think he's a solid NBA player, but I don't see like a superstar, a guy that's going to change the Washington Wizards around or something
Well,
like that. So AJ DeBonta to me is a clear star. I think he could play in the NBA right now, and he'll be playing it this time next year. So I think he's legit, and I think he's the best player in the country. Will he win national title? No, but it doesn't really matter.
no.
Okay, so I like where you went with it because I don't disagree with you. AJ DeBanto will be my number one pick as well. Just the height, like you said, going to BYU. BYU's always a good team, but when you think of like the Dukes, the Kansases, like that's the big dogs, and he didn't choose to go there like the other guys did. Is Duke? Man, I know we're gonna get to it in a second. Is Duke the best team in the country? We'll get to that, but one of them for sure, if not the best. So I look at Booz and I said to myself, you play on a really good team, a really good team. AJ DeBanza plays on a good team, but it's not, to me, like you said, I don't think they're going to win the national championship, even though he's on the team. The guy that I think is like interesting, and I know that we'll probably get into it in a second, is Darren Peterson. This kid, I know he gets the backlash for, pulling himself out the games, but that kid's a bucket. He's a bucket. Like, he's gonna go get you a bucket. Um, and I'm scared because is he a former Kansas Jayhawk, a Wiggins, who's gonna be decent, good in the league, but not this generational talent or a really superstar in the NBA? Or will he turn out to be a guy that, dare I say, I didn't see the hype coming out of Georgia, Anthony Edwards? Anthony Edwards, I didn't see it coming out of Georgia, but Anthony Edwards proved to me that I was all the way wrong. Darren Peterson is interesting to me though, but I would say the Bears are one. But I guess I'll turn the question back to box office. I think Peterson's the clear two. Who's your clear two?
I actually agree with you, but it is the pulling himself out of games is a little sketch to me. We talked about Anthony Richardson on this show before, how he pulled himself out of that game, and teammates never really respected him as much after that. I don't know if it's to that extreme here, but it is odd though because it's happened multiple times, and it's not like Kansas isn't paying you. This is a different day in college where you're getting paid to play as well. So he's the second best player that I've seen, but he's a little sketch to me. That's for sure. And while you were talking, I looked up the leading scores, the leading assist guys, and all. While I mentioned how much Debanza was averaging, he's actually also leading the nation in scoring, which I didn't.
Yeah, bro. He's bro.
But yeah, they're the 1-2. Like I said, I think Cameron Boozer is a little overrated. JT Toppin, who I watched the other night at Texas Tech, is really good, but the issue is he's out for the year.
Y'all just
Yeah,
about to say that.
yeah, he got an ugly injury, so I don't trust that.
Like I said, I haven't watched much NCAA basketball, but I saw when Toppin got injured, and he was out for the season. And like I said, it intrigued me, made me go watch some more on him. He definitely was a top 5 pick. But yeah, man. I think we all on the same page though with the number 1 pick. Devonta, he's a clear number 1 pick. Lazy comparison. Lazy comparison. I'm trying to think of who I could compare him to. Uh,
I got my comparison.
Me too. I got mine as well.
Who?
Go. You want me to go first? Box office.
To me, he's a less polished Kevin Durant.
That
Oh,
was my lazy comparison, but I didn't want to say that because he's not as tall as Durant.
Yeah, he's 6'9". Durant's like basically 7 foot.
Yeah.
And he's not as efficient, but like less polished. I'm not gonna go Kevin Durant, but he reminds me of that.
see, I went somebody totally different. Not to say that this guy is not a bucket, but he reminds me of a taller Jalen Brown.
Nah, I don't think he's like Jalen Brown.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
I think Jalen Brown, he gets to the bucket at ease. I don't know. I don't see like Kevin Durant, though. Kevin Durant's an elite scorer. I think the Bonza, I don't know, he has like this more rugged game to me than Kevin Durant has.
he does, and that's what I mean by less polished. I would say more than Jalen Brown, though. I'd see more like a taller SGA.
No, I think more for me. That's when I watch him play. I've seen him like 5 times this year, and that's who he reminds me of.
I got it, bro. Brandon Ingram. I see a lot of Brandon Ingram in him, bro.
I'm okay with that.
I I look at him. I look at him and I think he has all the same skills as Brandon Ingram. I don't think he's as good as Brandon Ingram though. I think he goes to the league and I don't think he's a superstar. I don't see him changing a franchise. I see him being a good number two somewhere. If you got a solid number one, I see him being a good number two. Same thing I feel like with Ingram. I don't think Ingram is a good number one anywhere, but I think he'd be a solid number two for your team.
I think to me, I named two guys that are very frail. No disrespect, because Kevin Durant, y'all know how I feel about him. But I don't know. I don't look at the bands as a frail guy. He to me, he's not frail at all. He has more of a bulk to him, similar to Jalen Brown. I don't know. I just think that he has like to me he has like a mindset like Jalen Brown.
What about this? Middleton.
Middleton?
What's wrong with that? I don't think that's terrible. I don't think that's terrible.
I don't think Middleton's a bad player. I just think the band's. I don't know. I just think that he's a. I don't know. I think he's better around the rim than Middleton is. I don't know. Like I don't view him. I think he's a 3 level.
Middleton doesn't play around the rim.
That's what I'm saying. I just think that I don't know. I just the bands of me just asked. I thought that when y'all said Ingram and Durant was a better comparison than Chris Middleton. I don't know.
I think Chris Middleton didn't play around the rim. And I don't think the Bance is going to play much around the rim when he gets in the league. I think he's going to be more of a perimeter type of player as well. And like I said, Chris Middleton was a good two. He was a good two for
He was.
He was. So I think that could be something that he could do, but he's not a game changer. Like they pass him around like weed right now.
And I know it's well, I think what I'm saying, and maybe I'm just, and I know it's gonna sound stupid because you're gonna say X. Come on, man. Kevin Durant is a dog. I know, but to me, the Bands is a dog, and I just don't. The guys that just some of the guys y'all name, I'm like, I think they're talented, but I don't see a dog mentality. Jalen Brown has a dog mentality. You can tell there's no Jason Tatum, and yet that boy don't give a damn about all that. That boy going hoop, and I just think the Bands is like that.
I don't think he's like that. I haven't seen enough of him to see that. Maybe that's what
he went to BYU. To me, that said a lot right there.
Yeah, it said that BYU had that bag.
But you don't think you think
he's Mormon? Maybe he's Mormon.
Maybe that because that's the only thing. Because I'm saying you said he had that bag, but dog, North Carolina, Texas, they got that bag too. They could have threw a bunch of money at him. So I just don't think it was the money. It can't just be the money.
I think that's what it was. I think that's. I remember him committing there, and everybody talking about the crazy offer he got from him, and how he was going to be their savior. That's why they gave him all that money. And I was like, well, I mean, I don't think you can have a savior at BYU. So If y'all want to give him all that money, y'all not gonna win shit. It doesn't matter. But like I said, it's putting butts in seats over there at BYU. So
Okay, I said this because
and good for them. I like when schools like that get players because it's something different.
we all think that he's the number one pick. And I know that we said that they're not gonna win the championship. But what percentage would you give BYU of actually winning the national championship and him going on a similar Carmelo Anthony, Kimball Walker type run?
0.
Okay,
They're not winning the championship.
I don't think
0.
I give them a 0% chance.
Yeah, wow.
If y'all remember during March Madness last year, they were actually very solid.
That's why I'm 0.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3%.
I'm gonna go higher than both of y'all. I'm going 10. I think 10% they can win it all. I'm not saying they will, but they just beat an Iowa State team that's really good.
Yeah, hey, you want to know the percentage of Iowa State winning the national championship?
Don't do that. Don't be disrespectful. See,
0.
Dang. So okay, hey, well, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead. Then go ahead. Then.
No, I'm just saying that him going to BYU was not. It was not. I want to win. It wasn't that.
So I just looked it up. Why his father at least said so. He's not Mormon. He's Catholic, but apparently the reason is because they're Mormons. They're forced to go by like certain schedules and stuff, and he wanted that structure.
I like that.
I remember hearing that too. Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the true reason, maybe he just got the bag. But I have a tough time believing that BYU had the biggest bag for him, though.
I agree. I cannot see that, bro.
Yeah. If it is the structure, if that's truly the reason, salute.
That makes me want to draft him number 1 even more.
Yeah, that tells me he cares about basketball and basketball only, which is what you want.
It don't matter to me. I drafted number 1 anyway. I don't give a damn if he went to Texas Tech. I don't care if he went to TCU. I don't care where he went. If he hooping like he hooping, it don't matter. I don't care what kind of structure or anything he had. I seen James Harden, not James Harden. What's his name? Gilbert Arenas. He has. I follow him on Instagram, and he said, "Hey, if it was a number 1, it was a guy projected to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft, and he got arrested for shoplifting." He said, "Would that take me? Would I not draft him? Would you not draft him because of that?" He said, "Hell nah, man. I'm drafting little sticky fingers number 1." He said, "You know why? Because once he get in the NBA, guess what he's not gonna be doing? Shoplifting. He's gonna have too much bread. He's not gonna be worried about shoplifting, and he's still gonna be out here hooping." He said, "Everything about him that I need him for, he's still gonna be able to do, and I'm not gonna be worried about him out there shoplifting. I'm gonna make sure he ain't got a shoplift."
See, that's why me and Gilbert Arenas are different because I disagree with that. I would actually pass up on somebody like that.
I don't know. I'd sit down with him. I'd sit down with him and actually see what happened there. Because kids make stupid mistakes.
No, they do that. I was about to say they do that, but my thing is, bro, like, what the hell are you doing, bro?
like there's something about how you were raised that's wrong there. Yeah.
Right, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
I would also try to see approach where I would try to talk to him.
Because it's a reason why you did that.
Right.
Right. But I get what Gilbert Arenas is saying, though. If he's a GM, I'm still drafting him because he's not going to do that again. That's not ever going to happen again. But I want to say the reason why I'm sitting down and talking to him is let me see why you did that, because you may not shoplift again, but you may do something dumber.
That's how I would think. I will tell you. See, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, because y'all know y'all play fantasy with me. Boy, if I was in gym, I'd be like, "Boy, I'm taking him." I would hang up on box office and be saying, "I want the bands, and what is it gonna take?" I'd be like, "Bro, I don't care if he shoplift. I'm drafting him," and I would hang up on him. but I would wait to see if he's gonna call back. I would say, bro, just tell me what your offer is.
Yeah.
But I would be in my mind, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll move down. I'll move down if it's worth it.
So, I mean, like I said, that's one of those things, man. I look at little things like that. I do want a kid that has discipline and morals, and he's all about the game. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm drafting you for. I don't want a guy that's easily influenced. That's my main thing. So that's why I want to know why you shoplift.
Because when you think about it, though, think about it. Who's a guy that came into the league that was a knucklehead that won a championship?
Oh, I don't know no knuckleheads who won a championship.
That's how I view it. Like and I'm not saying it never happened, but who led a team to a championship in the NBA that just came out and was a knucklehead? I don't know. I just don't. You may win me some games. It may be flashy. It may be, but I don't even win a championship, bro.
The closest thing that you had to that, and if you want to call him a knucklehead, was AI. That's the closest thing you had. And him getting to the finals and winning one game. That's the closest thing you had to a knucklehead. Anybody else, you didn't, all you ever hear about is their work ethic and how much they all about ball and all that type of stuff. But I haven't seen a knucklehead do it.
Because look how great Randy Moss was coming out of college, but they had the red flags, and even he didn't win a Super Bowl. So I mean, I don't know. Like it just to me, like if you have red flags, like I'm not saying I wouldn't draft you, but I would definitely be aware of those signals.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want somebody that's easily influenced. Like I said, with something like that, why was he shoplifting? He was around the wrong guys. He still had his friends from the hood or whatever he's still hanging out with. Well, that means you're a dumbass, and when you get up here, you're gonna do something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Now that you have more access to something, you're gonna have the same fools around, and now you fighting dogs, and and you have to go to jail, and I gotta draft another quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Those red flags, I have to pay attention to them. And I just want to actually see why you did something. If you did something just being stupid, some guys just did something stupid. Jameis Winston, he took the crab legs, right?
Bruh.
But everything about what we know about Jameis Winston now, he's just a dummy. He's goofy. He did it. He did it. He did it because he was Jameis Winston at Florida State, and he could take in. He could do anything he wanted at that time, and that's why he did it. And like I said, that's something that.
And you know how I feel about entitlement. Boy, once I feel like you feel like, oh hell no, I don't care. I don't like.
I look at it like that was what he was. It's almost like he was set up for that. I forgot. I heard the story, and I almost said like he was set up for it. Like he had been going in there and just getting the crab legs or whatever. And this time they decided to say something or whatever. But
funniest part is that fool got suspended, still dressed up for the game.
That was the best thing.
And Jimbo lost it.
But knowing what you know about Jameis Winston now, does that surprise you at all?
No, not now. No, not at all.
No.
At the time, I was like,
hey, now I will say this. Maybe I'm about to say the same thing. Maybe I feel like, that's a red flag for me as a GM. But as like a home, I'll be like, bro, you funny as hell. I hang out with you, bro.
I think actually James is a good dude that just does too. Stuff.
Hey, James, I bet you won't jump on the table and say fuck in the pussy.
And he did that.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
He literally did that.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm knowing that knowing this James that I know now. I know that's how that went. I know that's exactly how that went. They all in the cafeteria or whatever, and somebody told him that, and he jumped his stupid ass on the table and said it. You know what I'm saying?
And they still won the national title.
Exactly. So, I mean,
Eddie threw the game winner.
Yep. And the next year they were still good. They were still
They made
good.
it. They made it. They made it back to the playoff.
Yeah, he threw the backwards pass that year though, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, hey, he did his job at
And
Florida
he
State.
still went number one.
Yep.
But all right, man. That was let's move on to the next one since we let's get some NFL real quick, man. NFL trade and cut candidates. All right, so the league's New Year starts next week, so it's going to be a lot of people that are on the cut and chopping block, and trading block. And I just want to see how y'all feel about some of these names.
Okay.
As potential cutting cut candidates and trade candidates. All right, so let's start. We'll just say you're gonna say cut them or keep them.
Okay.
All right, cut them or keep them. James Conner, Arizona Cardinals.
Got it.
What we would do and what we think is going to happen.
Damn, that's a good question. Give me both.
Okay, James Conner, I think is going to be cut, and I would cut him as well. I think he's moved his past his prime.
I'm on the same page. Both ways.
Okay. Does he get picked back up by anybody?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
All right. Next one. I think this is an easy one. I think everybody knows where this one's going. Kirk Cousins. Cut him or keep him.
Well, the Falcons already announced they're cutting him.
Right.
But I would cut him for sure because of that contract. And I would just start fresh. But I do think some teams like the Saints
Hell no.
should go pick up Cousins. You put him as a backup, and then you have a veteran backup that could teach Tyler Shuck to keep his head on straight. So, but plus you're not paying him that money that Atlanta was. But otherwise, I would cut him.
So I would, when I hear Kirk Cousins, a lot of people may say the Vikings. I mean, they might say the Falcons, but I think Vikings first thing comes to mind. And with that being said, this came to mind, so I don't want to wait till because at the end of the show, because I may forget. R.I.P. to Rondell Moore, man.
Yeah.
Sad story, bro. I just wanted to put that out because I might have forgot about that later on. But yeah, Kirk Cousins, bro, cut both ways, me or the Falcons. Yeah.
All right. I agree. I agree with I'd cut him. I cut him with a scissors. I cut him with a knife. I cut him with whatever I could cut him with. So, do I think he gets picked up? Anybody think he gets picked up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Backup though, not as a starter, for sure. Not as a starter.
Okay. Any idea where?
Indianapolis.
I think he ends up back in Minnesota.
Okay.
They're saying that maybe he gets cut and gets picked back up by Atlanta. After I guess
see
they'll
what
get rid of their contract.
Yeah, get rid of the contract. That's okay too.
Yeah, I think it's Minnesota or Atlanta. I don't think anybody else wants him.
I'll throw another team in there. The Niners, I know they said they're not gonna get rid of Mac Jones, but if they got rid of Mac Jones, I can see the Niners going and get him.
I also think Kirk Cousins is a little delusional nowadays. He thinks he actually can still start. No, you can't. Like you had your shot when Penix went down, and you looked like a backup.
Yeah, he does. All right, Joe Mixon, bastard, cost me a fantasy league.
There's just so much unknowns with him that I don't know what went on last year. He's gonna get cut by Houston. And I would stay away from him personally just because running backs don't usually recover well once they hit their 30s. but I do think he could still be a solid backup. I think Cincinnati should call him back up.
I think that makes sense. I agree with you on that, but I agree with you as far as Houston. He's getting cut. You need to cut it, cut it, cut it. I told you though, see that Mixon wasn't gonna be that guy in Houston this year. You didn't want to listen to you, boy.
Man, who knew he was gonna miss the whole season, bro? But nah, all right, yeah. He's definitely getting cut with the emergence of Woody Marks. He's getting cut, and I think exactly what box office said. He should be Cincinnati should pick him up immediately. Immediately. And bring him back into the fold. All right. Up next, we got Michael Pittman Jr.
Oh, they're gonna re-sign him. Oh, I'm not even waiting for box office. I know box office. They would be foolish not to keep my Michael Pittman Jr. For sure, for sure. I think that the Colts will keep him.
I have a feeling the Colts are going to let him go.
Wow.
And I have a feeling the Colts are going to sign Alec Pierce to a longer deal. But Alec Pierce, to me, hasn't proven he's a number one. Now, he did have 1,000 yards last year, which I don't think a lot of people realize. And he's improved, but I would keep Michael Pittman over Alec Pierce personally.
Yeah. I'm not too sure about this one, man, because the Colts don't have a reputation for making stupid moves, but your leading receiver cutting him, and he's only 28, would be a stupid move. But listen to Mr. Colt right here saying that he think they're gonna cut him, so probably cut him. I don't think they should, but yeah, they probably gonna cut him, man. All right. So next, the LA Chargers, Mekhi Becton, their guard.
He's here from Richmond. He only had one good year, and that was with the Eagles. He's actually been bad otherwise. I'd say cut him. He hasn't proven to me he's consistently a good offensive lineman. Only like one good year. Since he's from Richmond, I'm happy he's gotten his money over the years, but I'd cut him.
I'm sorry, because I wouldn't get my charger. My phone was about to die. So what did you say?
Mekhi Becton, the Chargers lineman.
Guard, yeah.
I'm gonna say the Chargers keep him. I understand what box office was just saying. But the Chargers, man, they gotta try to stockpile as many offensive linemen, as much help as they can get to protect Herbert, bruh. So yeah, I'm gonna say they keep him.
All right. I believe that they keep him. If Harbaugh's the guy that y'all say he is, after seeing what he went through last year with his offensive lineman, he's not gonna be letting any viable offensive lineman just walk when you can re-sign him for cheap. So I think you're gonna keep him. Would I keep him? Probably, yeah, same reasons. Look what happened when we lost our tackles last year. I know he's a guard, but still. I don't want to have the same problem with guard this year when I get my tackles back. You know what I mean? So I'd probably sign him for a little a feasible contract under the cap. I'm sure he's not expecting big money. All right, the next one, we already know what's going to happen with him. So kind of like the question would be, what would you do, and where do you think he's going to end up? Tyreek Hill, Miami Dolphins.
Ooh, okay. I'd say he goes back to Kansas City. I do. I'm gonna say Kansas City reunites because if Kansas City would have had some success this past year, I may not say Kansas City, but I think just they're gonna try to make their run again. So I'm gonna say Tyreek Hill coming in with what they have already. I'm gonna say the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes is gonna miss almost half the year for sure.
Yeah, I think they still gonna get Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I can see
I say the team that makes a swing at Tyreek Hill will be the Buffalo Bills.
it. I think the Buffalo Bills may overpay for him. Yeah, I can see that.
I just don't know what Tyreek Hill we're doing because we're getting because that injury was very gruesome, and
Yeah,
obviously he's a speedster, so it'll be interesting. But that injury was ugly. That was not a regular tear because he tore a lot of ligaments.
yeah. Jalen Waddle said he was in there squatting a couple weeks ago, so he's seemed to be recovering pretty good. Um, I think that he's, of course, we know they're going to cut him. I think his best move would be to go back to Kansas City if they'd have him. If they would have him, I'd go back. And that's where you had your best years there, your best success. You got your money, take your ass back home, try to see if we can right this ship and go get and go get another Super Bowl under your under your resume, man. And do I think he's gonna do it? I think he's still gonna go for the money. So if anybody offers him any more money, I think he might end up in like a Buffalo. Um,
I think at this point, though, see, I think he's more of a decoy. He will never beat a Tyreek, in my opinion. So if he goes for the money, it wouldn't surprise me. But I don't think I think he needs if he goes somewhere, I think he'll have like kind of like a Devery Henderson type. I know y'all might laugh about that. But remember, the Saints won a Super Bowl with Devery Henderson. So so I'm saying if he goes to the right situation, he'll take the top off the defense and let all the guys, do what they do in single coverage.
that's why I say Kansas City is the best outlet for him. I think that's the best outlet for him because you got that adds. You could bring Kelsey will come back. You bring Tyreek Hill back, and he can become another threat because who's the other receiver they got over there? I can't think of his name.
Rasheed
Rasheed
Rice,
Rice.
Rasheed
Xavier
Rice.
Worthy.
Rasheed Rice. He's your number one. Tyreek Hill be your number two, and you still got Kelsey and Hollywood Brown. I think he's still under contract over there too, huh?
I'm not sure, but I know Worthy is for sure.
Worthy is for sure.
So you have one now. You all of a sudden have one of the best wide receiver cores in the league if you sign him. So I think that it's in both of their best interests to bring him home. All right, so we go right here to the New York Jets, Justin Fields.
Oh, I'm cutting him. He's not a NFL starter. And I know he's young enough where he thinks he can still be a starter somewhere.
Mhm.
So with that, I like that mentality, but I'm not bringing him up and bringing up his hopes because I know I'm bringing him in to be a two. So I'm out on Justin Fields. I didn't think he was going to be that great. I think maybe he should start thinking about doing what Terrell Pryor did, and maybe being a receiver or something. And I hate the way that sounds, but or he could just be a backup and still make a bunch of money. But if he was on my roster, I would bring him in for a couple plays a game. Use him like Taysom Hill, something like that. He can make a deep throw. He can run for 10 yards. He can possibly catch, but he's not an NFL starter, so cut him.
Yeah, he's gonna get cut. The teams that I would actually look at and say that Justin Fields makes a lot of sense to me is he's a backup, right? I think we all agree on that. He's not a starting quarterback. So I'm thinking something like Philadelphia. If something would happen to Jalen Hurts, somebody can come in and do not what Jalen Hurts does, but similar to what Jalen Hurts does. I'm gonna say Philly, maybe a team like Kansas City, just to hold off until Patrick Mahomes comes back, maybe. And the last team is Atlanta, just because I think he's from that area. And Penix, you don't know what you're getting from Penix.
Obviously, I think the Jets cut him. I don't know why though. To be honest, I don't. They don't have anything. They're gonna just go get another Justin Fields. You might as well keep this Justin Fields and try to fix him. but I think I think they cut him, and I do think he's a backup, and I got the perfect destination for him. The New Orleans Saints. Let him come sit here. We Taysom Hill is gonna be gone,
Bruh,
and
buy something. Stop.
just like you said, he'll play that Taysom Hill role for us. Put him in for a couple of plays. Let him go get a couple of little yards or whatever. That's fine with me. I I don't think he's a starting quarterback in the NFL now because all of these teams have a starting quarterback. I like every team is basically going to have a starting quarterback that's better than him. So I don't see him changing positions. I let him come off my bench and run a little quarterback sneak on the goal line. I let him do it. So I do think they cut him, and that's a good destination for me. All right, let's keep going. Jonnu Smith.
Bro, I can't believe he wasn't that good this past. I mean, not say like he was the worst, but yeah, I think he gets cut, bro. Yeah. I just don't see the place for him at this point. Um,
Him and Fryermuth the same dude.
yeah, but then you got Washington who emerged late in the season. So I think he gets cut. He'll get picked up by somebody though for sure. I don't know who that team will be. Let me think about it for a second. I'll tell you who I think he may get picked up by. But yeah, he'll get cut.
Yeah, he'll get cut. It didn't work out in Pittsburgh like I thought. And that was strange to me because Arthur Smith was offensive coordinator, and he was with Arthur Smith in Tennessee and then Atlanta. So Arthur Smith said, "Oh, I know how that guy plays. He knows my system. Bring him to Pittsburgh," and it just didn't work out. He'll definitely be somewhere else next year. He's a solid tight end. He just needs to be in the right system, or he just needs to pick it up. I don't know, but I'd say somewhere like man, uh, shit. I'd bring him back to Atlanta, put him on the other side of Kyle Pitts, something like that. Uh, I don't know, depending on the price he wants, because he definitely can't ask for too much after the year he just had.
I don't know why I keep thinking Commanders, bro. I can
That's
see it
well,
going
that's not bad because Ertz is out.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think that they bring him up there to Washington, let Jalen throw it to him. Or either, and follow me on this one, the Rams. I think I think he'll fit well over there with the Rams. Because they don't have a consistent tight end that that just jumps out the screen for you. But like I said, I think he gets cut, and he should be looking for the best situation. He shouldn't be looking for money anymore because you're not a premier tight end. So I think we're all in agreement that he gets cut. Here we go. L'Jarius Sneed, the Titans.
Cut.
Wow.
Well, Darius Sneed is your typical corner that was in a good system, a good defense, and he got paid, and then it's like he never left that first place. You never heard about him again. So I'd cut him. Yeah, I didn't get my money's worth, but I'm happy for him personally. Because he got a ring and then he got his money, so that's great. If I'm him, I'm trying to go back to Kansas City.
I'm gonna say they don't cut him. I'm gonna say that he stays another year in Tennessee, bro. I think Tennessee, they have so much cap space, bro. I think they're gonna keep him.
All right. I think that they keep him, but I think that they should cut him. And after they cut him, he should go back to the Chiefs where he came from and he had success because There's no need in being in Tennessee. You got your money, go back home, try to get rings. That's my philosophy. All right. All right. Speaking of which, Marshawn Lattimore.
I think they released him, didn't they? Or they said they were going to release him. I think
Yeah.
I read. I think I read that somewhere that the Commanders were going to release him.
Yeah. They're going to.
Otherwise, I think, regardless, I think he's washed.
Yeah,
I'd cut him and I'd stay away from him.
cut. I think he signs with the Colts. Now I'm like, I don't know where he signs. But yeah, I think he gets cut. But he's gonna get another shot. He'll be somewhere mentoring some young DBs. But yeah, he's cut.
You know where I could see him actually? I could see the Rams picking him up. Their secondary is bad. If he's willing to take a pay cut, go to a contender, why not? If I'm Lattimore, I would do that. You get to also live in LA. You're already rich as hell. I would go play for that contender that needs a secondary help. Even if I don't think he is what he was, he's still got a lot of experience. If I'm him, I would try to go to the Rams.
I would, and I want to add this to that. I would actually try to move Lattimore to safety. If you remember Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson, later in their career, they went to safety. I think he would be okay at safety, bro.
I agree. I'm
Um.
okay with that.
Well, obviously, yeah, they're cutting him. Um. I say y'all can laugh if you want to. I say come back to New Orleans.
No,
Come back to New
Oh,
Orleans.
see,
you're trying to make these players suffer, bro.
No, man. Look, here's the thing. All right, certain players just work well certain places. He was playing okay before the Saints traded him. He went over there, he fell off a cliff. Come back over here. You're not asked to be a the guy that you were before you left, before you got hurt. You aren't left to be asked to be that over there. Right now, we don't have a number one corner that's solidified. You can come over there and help out and be decent. We'll be okay. You don't have to. You don't have to be a shutdown corner. You just have to
right,
be serviceable right now.
right.
And I think that put him in the back there. You keep Alante Taylor. We got Kool-Aid back there. Um, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I think it's somewhere we're familiar with. We already got some draft picks off of you by trading you, bring you back at a real serviceable contract, and pick up like you never left. I think that's a smart move for him and for the Saints.
Okay.
But though one more Saint. This is a tricky one. Alvin Kamara.
No, you're not gonna cut him. I'm not gonna cut him. You're gonna trade him before you cut him. That wouldn't even make sense to cut him at this point. Um, I would have been traded him. You know how I feel about it. See,
Yeah, I know.
even though Kamara's crazy because Kamara's my favorite Saints player, but no, let that man go, man. Let him go chase a ring, bro, and out winning with Alvin Kamara at running back. It just is what it is. We have to call a spade a spade. Wish him the best. If it's in Denver, if it's in Kansas City, wherever it's gonna be, let him move on. But I would trade him though.
Hell no, nope.
Well, no one's gonna trade for him.
Oh,
Um, he's an old running back that never runs for 1,000 yards. He just had a terrible year. What the hell are you gonna get for him? I'm cutting his ass.
cut, cut.
I'm cutting his ass, and I'm banning him from entering Louisiana again. If I'm a Saints fan,
Oh
I am
God,
not happy with his production. Um, he's
bruh.
washed. But I do think a team like the Chiefs or something like that should give him a call. Maybe he gets rejuvenated because of a new scenery and maybe he has more motivation playing for a contender. But stop trying to make the man suffer in New Orleans, bro. The The best Alvin Kamara years are behind him, and the best years that he was there, they were an actual contender, and they're not going back to that anytime soon. And he's not. He by the time the Saints go back to being a contender, that guy's going to be 40 years old. So, just cut him, and it's time to move on.
Watch when you see him splitting time with Jeremiah Love next year. We'll revisit this conversation.
But he's not going to be happy with that. That's the point.
Bro,
I think he would. I think he would be happy with.
That's what he's done most of his career, split time.
Yeah, he's done with that. He's tired of that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I think. Team, I know I mentioned some, but I think it would make a lot of sense, and it works for both players, and it works for the organization, and it makes the team scary. And that's the Baltimore Ravens. You give him and Derrick Henry in the backfield. Henry comes out the game all the time in pass situations. You put Kamara in there, bruh, that would be ridiculous.
You think Kamara's taking $2 million a year to play 10 snaps a game?
No, if they trade him, the Saints still gotta pay the contract's still a contract.
Bro, we're not getting nothing for him.
But we don't have to get much for him. Let him go win, but reward the dude, man. See,
I don't care nothing about him going win. I want to win. If you don't win with me, hey,
no, you're so ridiculous, bro.
So selfish, man. You want these guys to suffer.
I'm suffering, you suffer. Come on.
That's crazy. That suffering is crazy.
Nah, man. All right, so those are all our cut candidates.
Hey, no, we got one more.
Who that?
One more. Kyler Murray.
Oh yeah, forgot about him. They cutting him.
Hell,
they cutting Kyler Murray.
Hell no.
We actually got two more. Kyler Murray, they cutting him because they ain't gonna be able to trade him because everybody waiting for him to cut him. So they're gonna cut him. Good landing spot for him. I don't know about good, but he gonna end up at the Jets.
It gotta be the Jets. It gotta be the Jets. It has to be the Jets.
Talk about something.
It's gonna be the Jets or the Dolphins.
Yeah,
any shot the Vikings would do it.
No, they're not gonna do it. I don't think so. It's gonna be the Jets. It's going to be the Jets. If they let him go, he's gonna be a Jet. But I don't think the Cardinals are gonna do it.
Why wouldn't they though?
Bro, they're gonna wait. They're gonna wait after this year. See what they have one more year. And if it doesn't work out next year, there's the supposedly like the greatest draft class in the history of football coming out next year. I'm not saying it. That's what everybody's saying. See, I'm not saying it. That's what people are saying. So I'm just sitting there saying I don't think they give up on him. They're gonna let him play for him this year.
Hey, I got a rattlesnake they can get for a third round draft.
The future.
Yeah, he could be the future of the Cardinals if they send me a third rounder. I got a rattlesnake right here sitting down in the pocket waiting for him.
Right,
but the last cap casualty, cut candidate, Tua.
Oh, he's cut. He's fried. He's out of there, my boy. He's definitely going.
I heard he's already left Miami.
All right. I mean that's a no-brainer. He's gone.
He's cut, and I would cut him too. It's just too many injuries that I'm not playing around with. It's just no-brainer for me.
Where's he end up?
I could see him in Arizona as the backup.
Backup to who?
I'm saying if they draft one, I could see him to back up Fernando Mendoza in Vegas.
I'm gonna say, I know I keep saying everybody. I'm gonna say Kansas City until Patrick Mahomes comes back.
That would be a great landing spot for him.
They'll try to ride the wave until he comes back.
I think that that'll be a great landing spot for him. I think he ends up um in Minnesota. I can see him going to Minnesota or crazy enough Atlanta. Let him go over there and fight with Penix. Atlanta doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They'll pay him a lot of money too and let him come over there.
They would have two lefties.
Do y'all think Tua is like okay? So like, I guess this is my question. Do y'all think Tua's career is over as a starter, or do y'all think he can have like a Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield? You know, maybe if he goes to the right situation, works his way back. Do y'all think he'd ever become the starter again for another franchise?
If he goes to the Rams, he could sit there and wait and be and walk and start and just wait for him to retire and just you'll be the starter. You'll be the starter, and all you have to do is keep your job.
I think someone eventually will give him a chance. But I would not. Just because he's way too injury prone. It's bound to happen again eventually. And I don't like when certain players are bound to get hurt again, and he's one of those, unfortunately for him.
Yeah.
So I don't see him having a Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, that type of career because he's injury prone.
Yeah.
I do love the Rams. Yeah, I love Kansas City. You want to go to an offensive minded guy to try to get your career back on track.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. We almost wrapping up the show, man. We're done with the NFL and NBA and NCAA basketball. Had quite a busy week in boxing. Weekend in boxing. So let's just run
That's
over.
box office's favorite sport.
We're gonna run through them real quick, man. I know you've seen highlights if you haven't seen the fights box office. So let's just go real quick. Ryan Garcia came out and had an impressive win on Saturday night. Um, what's your thoughts about that?
Box office, what you thoughts about?
All right. So obviously I didn't watch it live. I was actually watching UFC that night.
You know I watched some UFC that night too, bro.
Okay, well, good. You know what's we were talking about ratings and stuff earlier, and this makes all the sense in the world. Did y'all know the average boxing fan is 41 years old?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that's literally y'all. Like it is basically saying like y'all's generation is the last ones that are like taking, boxing like very serious and stuff like that. Meanwhile, me being younger, my Saturday nights are watching UFC if it's on over boxing. I didn't even know Ryan Garcia was fighting that night until the next day. I watched the highlights. So yeah, I just think boxing's time has passed, and now we got Mayweather Pacquiao, and it's
Slow
2026.
your roll. Slow your roll. We're gonna get to it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in that sport, but Ryan Garcia looked good, but there's just too many titles, too many guys that are undefeated that don't want to fight each other, and all this and that. That I don't know what's going on in that sport. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw the Ryan Garcia highlights and he looked good, but like who's he facing next? I know he had the I'll call it substance abuse thing, even though I think he beats the hell out of that dude no matter what he's on. If he's so
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
come on, bro. That dude looked. I forgot that dude's name, but he destroyed him.
Devin
And
Haney?
yeah, and it had nothing to do with like extra power with substance abuse. I mean, he just couldn't. They look like two different planets. Um, yeah, I don't get this sport because there's too many undefeated guys that don't want to fight each other. So who does Ryan Garcia fight next? I have no damn clue. But he looked good from what I could tell. And I just don't know what else to say. Like I don't know. That sport is like all over the place for me.
Wow, man. Wow, that's an interesting take. You said he'd beat Devin Haney regardless. Okay.
And if they want him to prove it again, maybe that should happen next.
I don't think they're gonna ever fight again, unfortunately, since that situation happened. That was a real personal situation. But even before the fight, things was real personal between those two. So I think that unless they run through everybody and they have to meet again, that's the only way that fight's gonna take place again. But let's remember Ryan Garcia is not like we're not gonna sit here and act like he's like a subpar boxer. Dog, he's only like he only has two losses, and it ain't like he lost to some scrubs. So let's put some respect on Ryan Garcia's name. Rolly and Tank is not bad fighters by no stretch of the imagination. Ryan Garcia looked really good this past week. I think he's barking up the wrong tree though, but I understand it because I do like it for what everything box office just said. He wants to fight Shakur Stevenson, which I don't know if he can beat Shakur, in a fight, win a boxing match. But I like the fact that he's trying to make these big fights happen. He's trying. He's like, you know what? I'll get in the ring with Tank. I'll get in the ring with Devin Haney. Now, granted, I know we know the situation will happen to Devin Haney, but he got in the ring with Devin Haney. He got in the ring with Rolly. He got in the ring with Barrios. Now he said he wants Shakur. I like that about Ryan Garcia. He's trying to fight all the big names. Shout out to him. He had an incredible performance. And if him and Shakur fight, that's going to be an interesting fight because now you got the hard hitter that is very skilled against the premier defensive fighter.
All right. You saying he'll jump in the ring with anybody? It's because he high, bro. The dude is high out of his mind, bro. He got caught with steroids and cocaine and everything in his stream, bro. He's high. Yeah, he'll fight anybody, bro. When you get on, doped up off all this stuff, bro. Yes, I want everybody. Who you want me to put me in the ring with? I will fight him tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm ready. I know I just had a fight yesterday, but I just got 4-5 bumps in the back. I'm ready to go right now. Ryan Garcia, he is everything that is wrong with boxing right now, if you ask me. He has a lot of talent, but his antics are what hurt him. You know what I mean? His antics are what hurt him and what turned people away from boxing. When he got caught with the steroids after that big win, and you got people like box office saying, "Man, look, he would have beat that guy for any no matter if he didn't have any steroids or not." I tend to disagree, and it's just because I've seen Devin Haney fight, and he was getting hit so hard. Steroids put that power behind those punches.
But Ryan Garcia's a big puncher regardless.
Yeah, and then he had something extra on him.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? So I think maybe you can shake that off, and then it makes it a question. Whereas immediately after the fight, I was like, Devin Haney shouldn't even been in the ring with him. But then you find out after the blood test, oh, well, that's why it looked like that. And I feel like I got cheated out seeing a fair fight, how it would have actually went. So I don't want to see him fight Shakur Stevenson. I think Shakur Stevenson is just that much better than him. And I think that Ryan Garcia is a good fighter, but I think that Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson is that much better than him. Although Shakur, he's not the most entertaining boxer that you can watch. And he's been talked about in that instance. And I think that maybe that will make the fight a little more entertaining because Ryan will go in there and take some chances and, do all these antics to make it exciting. Whereas Shakur Stevenson, he's like a more boring Floyd Mayweather, if you could say that. You know what I mean? So all in all, though, it was a good performance by Ryan. If the drug tests come back and he loaded again, no, bro, I think he should be banned from the sport for the rest of his life.
Dude, that.
And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that one, man. The next one, I know box office don't like this. Did you even watch the highlights? Clarissa Shields.
Hell no.
Box office. Come on, man. Be
Come
respectful
on.
on this
Come
show,
on.
man.
Hey, I didn't watch the fight. I did watch the highlights though.
Oh, you saw the fight then, because it was a beat down from the very beginning to the very end.
I don't know, bro.
I watched the fight, bro.
It was, but it wasn't.
It was.
That girl wasn't scared of Clarissa.
No, but they fought already.
Things.
That's the second time they fought already, though, and they're
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, that was her first fight. They both of their first fight.
But she took a lot of punches in that fight. I give her credit, bro. She took some punches, some big blows. She kept coming forward. Oh, she looks like the naturally bigger fighter than Clarissa Shields. But no, make no mistake about it. When you was watching the fight, bro, it was definitely levels above. Very much so. It was very much like Terrence Crawford versus anybody else.
Oh.
It was levels.
So, question: I see the females were 175 pounds. Are those considered heavyweights for females?
Yeah, that was heavyweight.
Okay, because that 175 for female is on the heavier side. So, yeah, I'm watching the highlights now. So, did Clarissa Shields beat her both times?
Yep.
Yeah.
Every round too, in both fights.
Oh, okay, because I watch Nightcap a lot, and Shannon and Ocho like talk boxing, and they had this Clarissa Shields opponent on there, so I watched that part of it. But man, I'm you can't get me to watch a lot of these men's boxing. There ain't no way I'm watching this.
Now I will say, to be fair, I will say, the second round was close, but outside of that one, the rest of the fight was one sided.
I actually was more excited about this fight than I was the Ryan Garcia fight, just because I was interested to see how Clarissa Shields performed, because she got so much extra stuff going on in her life right now with her boyfriend and her trying to be, I think she's like trying to be a model, and she's rapping, all kinds of dumb stuff going on with her instead of just boxing. And I watch Cam and Mace a lot, and Mace said something that it makes no sense, but it made me think about it. He said he don't want to say she's the greatest of all time on female boxers until she beats the greatest of all time in female boxing, that's Layla Ali. And they had this thing, Layla Ali said she would fight her for $10 million. So Clarissa Shield went and got some investors, and they came up with the $10 million. And now Layla Ali just kind of like, nah, ain't nobody thinking about what you're talking about, girl. Leave me alone. And it pisses me off, to be honest with you, because Layla Ali 50 years old.
I thought you was going to say it pisses you off because she said that she was going to take the tender, and she said, no, I'm not taking it. I was going to say, bruh, come on, bruh. Stop, bruh.
Well, that's what boxing has become.
Bruh.
It pissed me off because Clarissa went found the 10. Bruh, I'm 47 years old, scared of nobody. I fear no man. A 27-year-old boy right now, I'd fight him, but he should win.
Yeah, and then not just, so let's put that in perspective. Don't just say 27 or even 30. Say the best at what they do.
The best at what they do. Right. The best at that. I couldn't see, even if I was the best, say I was the best boxer. A lot of people think that Mike Tyson was the best boxer, and he looked terrible a bit against Jake Paul, and he's not even the best at what he does. Father Time spares nobody, bro. So Layla Ali is zero chance she could beat Clarissa Shields right now. Zero chance. I don't give a damn how long she trying. You know why? because the more she train, the longer she take training to get back in shape, she getting older and older every day. So no matter what it is, I think that's stupid. And Clarissa Shields, she's hurting herself, her own legacy by continuing to call out Layla, in my opinion. But the fight, like I said, you said it wasn't even close. I like the fact that the girl she came out swinging. She wasn't backing down from Clarissa.
No, she definitely did come out swinging out the gate, first round.
Yeah, first
When
round, ding ding ding, she came in there. Pop, pop, pop. I was like, yeah. I said, "Ooh, she gonna get her head knocked out though, cause she dropping her hand." but that's enough about Clarissa, there, man. Let's go to something that we can actually sink our teeth into. Your boy Mayweather said he's coming back to officially start his career over again. Not exhibition. He wants to have sanctioned boxing matches after his exhibition against Mike Tyson. What do y'all think about that first?
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I guess that's coming from a boxing fan because unlike box office, I think there's a lot of really good boxes out there that we could be putting, money behind and really pushing the sport forward. But as long as Mayweather's fighting, bro, he's gonna be the big draw out of everybody. And that's gonna be the name that you want to watch. And at this point, like, bro, why, bro? Why? To fight Manny Pacquiao, a guy you already fought? I mean, we already saw the fight. Y'all only older. Now, if y'all can get in a time machine and y'all can fight when y'all should have fought, that would be different. But I don't care about this, bro. I don't even care. It doesn't even matter. And like people are saying, I know Chad Johnson was saying that him and Bud should fight. But I almost feel like, why? Why? I mean, I know Mayweather, is not old, but dog, come on, bro.
Mayweather's 49 years old. He'll be
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, why? Because Bud really would be the one taking all the risk in that fight. Because Bud wins the fight. Like, what does he gain from that? I beat up a 50-year-old Mayweather. Nobody's giving him props on that, bro. Stop, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead, box office.
Yeah, I hate it. I'm not that big of a boxing guy, but I did watch boxing in all the big fights for sure during Mayweather's prime. I hate it, but I'm hearing that Mayweather's in financial trouble. As hard as it is to believe, like too many sources are saying this. And when you think about it, why else would he allow his 50-0 record to be tainted possibly otherwise than being in financial trouble? And I can't believe he's in financial trouble because he's made billions of dollars.
I find it hard to believe.
But bruh, I actually have a feeling that it could be true from what I'm reading, because apparently he was being reckless where he was like renting private jets, and apparently, like Ocho Cinco was saying, 1 hour on a private jet to go somewhere is $50K.
Right.
That money goes by fast if that's what the cost is.
But he owns a private jet.
Yeah, I don't know what he owes. Then I hear he's suing boxing for $300 million.
Mm-hmm.
That also gives me red flags. Not saying that you don't sue for $300 million if you feel like you're due, because that's a lot of insane amount of money. But I really believe he's fallen into financial trouble in order to do this.
Maybe he
There's no
can't
other
keep up the
reason.
lifestyle he once had. But dog, I think Mayweather is very well off. I'm not gonna say as well off as he maybe was whenever he was making all that money, but still well
Maybe
off.
he's still got $100 million, and like you said, it's just not enough for his lifestyle.
Right.
If that's the case, he's got issues.
Right.
Because if you've ran through that much money already and you still can't live off 100 million, I'm throwing out a random number. Um, then you're a sicko. Like I don't know what you're spending money on. You've got money issues. Um, and that's sad. That's sad if that's the case. Going back to the fight part, I hate it. And this is what I mean by boxing. Boxing pisses me off. Dana White is not letting 51-year-old or 49-year-old John Jones fight somebody that he already fought at 49 years old. Like it's not happening. I don't think Dana White would do that because I think he knows that UFC would be a joke at that point, and that's what boxing's become, and that's why boxing's pushed me away. And it's sad. We all think about the I don't maybe y'all don't feel this way, but Mike Tyson during his prime was so box office and knockout power like crazy. Honestly, it does get diminished a little bit when I think about the Jake Paul fight, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't because I know he's older, but that's like the last memory that sticks with us. Unfortunately, at least for me, I don't know. And I could see Mayweather possibly being that big of an idiot to fight Bud Crawford, and Bud Crawford would beat the hell out of him right now, and that would stick in our heads. And I think Mayweather in his prime would probably beat Bud, but I just don't know. I hate it. Players need to know. Players need to know when to hang it up and stick with that. And I mean players, boxers, whatever. Like I know that's the only thing you know in life, and you're so addicted to that, and it's easy money. But you gotta find something else that you love. Brady, no, I don't think any quarterback enjoyed playing quarterback more than Brady. I don't think Brady would still have not retired had his ex-wife not forced him at that point. I truly think Brady retired because Giselle was making him retire, and then he retires, and she gets a divorce. Like, what do you want from the guy? Um, However, the Brady to cover that up said, "I'm going to go announce. I'm going to go own the Raiders." So he's finding other ways to get over that, and I don't think Mayweather's found that. And then plus he's running out of money. So meanwhile, this makes all the sense in the world for Pacquiao. He's not undefeated. He's not risking anything. It's easy money for him. And he gets a rematch at a guy like Mayweather. And I guarantee you, if Pacquiao wins that fight, we're going to get a third one. So that's just my thoughts. But yeah, I hate it overall.
All right. I as much as y'all hate it, I hate it 10 times more. I guarantee you. Bro, I saw this and I was like, bro, why are you doing this? I hate to see this with boxers. Any other sport is bad to see, but boxers is just that much worse. And you mentioned Tyson. Tyson, it doesn't bother me that much. To see him lose to Jake Paul, I'm like, come on, bro. We already knew that. I feel like that was rigged up. Tyson did that for the money, and that's all it was. I don't even put any stock into that. I can't
By
even.
the way, isn't Mayweather fighting Tyson first?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, exactly.
And you know what's crazy? As much as we don't like it, I'm gonna be the first one watching it, bro.
Yeah, I can't help. You gotta watch it. You know what I'm
Bruh.
saying? But
What else would I do during that time?
Right.
anyway, no. I look at. It, I said, man, it's. I Tyson. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter to me that much. My favorite boxer of all time is Roy Jones Jr. And the way he continued to box when he didn't have to anymore, it is disgusting. Like it's really disgusting for me for me to see Roy Jones fought. I think he fought like what a year or two ago again. Not Mike Tyson. He came and fought somebody else,
Yeah.
and
Right.
and he lost, huh?
I don't know if he lost the last time he fought. Bro, like that, like Roy Jones Jr. It's not even the same no more, bro. I don't even watch it.
Roy
Like,
Jones, and the thing was, he fought at like Harris Casino.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? It was like he was fighting at a gym. It was like I was like, come on, Roy. Damn, and when you had to book the Northside High School gym for your fight, you should have known that you shouldn't be fighting no more. Like
Bro,
I
I
saw,
looked it up. Roy Jones Jr. in 2023. That's the last official professional boxing fight for him. He lost to freaking Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis was a good UFC fighter, not great. Like, come on, bro. He would eat Anthony Pettis up in his prime. Like, what? Why are you doing that, bro?
right. So that's what I'm saying. Like I see that was sad to me. And I don't want to see Mayweather like that, bro. I don't want to see Mayweather like that. And I think what it is, but the reason why I kind of compare, I don't think it's money. I think Mayweather's fine money wise. I do think he said something. He said, other professions make money and they just do exhibitions and stuff like that. Why I can't just do exhibitions and still make money? I was cool with him doing that, to be
I
real.
was too. Exhibitions. I mean, that's whatever. That's you.
Yeah, I don't like the Tyson one. I'll be honest with that one. I didn't like the Tyson one. I didn't like the Logan Paul one. You know what I mean? But I dealt with it. I don't like the Tyson one because that's just two sad guys in the ring right now. But for him to come back, I'm like, bro, now you're pressing your luck. Your 50-0 is up for grabs now. So my thing is, especially all right, here you fight Pacquiao again. Yes, everybody's gonna watch it. It's gonna be box office, pay-per-view streams are gonna be high through the roof. He's gonna sell out. I'm sure it's gonna be in Vegas. It's gonna be crazy. All the stars gonna come out. Bruh, who cares if you beat him again? Who cares but everybody cares if you lose. If you lose, that changes everything. People always say, oh, he should have fought Pacquiao then. He waited to the thing people always put on Mayweather is he waited to fight people when they were older. And my response to that is every year they had a birthday, Mayweather had a birthday too. So that they were older don't matter to me. Because Mayweather didn't stay in his 20s and they continue to get older. Mayweather got older too. So regardless, it was a fair fight. Now it's a sad fight. I don't want to see this. I don't care who wins. Pacquiao was so fast at his prime. And even when he fought Mayweather, he was still so fast. You were just waiting for him to let those combinations go. But now Pacquiao can't do that. Pacquiao can't do that no more, man. He not for long. He may can do it for a round or two, but we're not gonna see if they go 12 rounds. He's not gonna be able to. He'll have zero combinations in the 12th round. And
I think it's gonna be a bad fight.
I think it's gonna be a terrible fight. I think it's gonna look like two old dudes in there. And yes, Mayweather keeps himself in shape, but this is gonna sound terrible. But his body looks different now. You
I,
understand?
I think box office said something like that. Like these guys, and it's not just Mayweather. We've seen it across a bunch of sports. Michael Jordan going back to the Wizards. It's like these guys just feel like they just can't. They have to find another hobby, bro. They have to find something else to go do. You don't want to watch these guys. Like I don't know about you, see. I may watch a Michael Jordan game. I've never gone back and watched a Washington Wizards Michael Jordan game.
Not a,
like no, like I don't do that. Like I'm not going back and watch that.
bro.
It's just I'm not going back and watch a Roy Jones Jr. fight against Anthony Pettis. If I'm going back and watch Roy Jones Jr., I'm going to go back to watch Roy Jones Jr. when he was Roy Jones Jr. Like it's literally it's unfortunate. And I know these guys, this is what they do for a living. They're making their money. And but it's just unfortunate, man.
Man, I look at it like this, man. I'm gonna give you two examples. Um, of just with myself and how I compare it and how I have to rationalize things in my head. I stopped playing football in 1996. 1996. I was 17 years old the last time I put a helmet on my head and actually played football. And every year for probably the next 15 years, around July, I could smell the grass. Like I could literally in the air, I could smell it, and I would get the itch. Like, all right, yeah, we finna go get back in pads. Like I would get that itch to go back and do that. Like and still, and you even know when I met you, I still said, "Hey, bro, I can go out there right now. I can get, I can get a couple of reps in, no matter what." And I wasn't even the best football player in high school. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I knew I could do. I know what I could do, and I know what I still felt like. So I could only imagine being the absolute best at something and having to stop right then. How many times you woke up and said, "Man, I can still do that." You know what I mean? Um, the second example, I personally feel like I'm the best on-air personality to ever touch a radio. Right? I feel like right now I can go on the air anywhere in the country and I'd be the best person at that radio station in that city. Period. I do feel like that, right? Um, DJ, DJing in clubs. I don't DJ clubs anymore, but I feel like I can go in any club in America right now and go rock a club. I do, however, know that I shouldn't. And I should not go in any club and go try to rock a club right now. I know my limitations. I know I'm gonna get sleepy by 12. Club don't close to 2. I know by 12, I'm gonna run out of songs because I'm gonna be like, man, I'm so damn. Hey, bro, I gotta figure out what to do. You know what I mean? So I don't even put myself in that position. I have been offered. I have been offered club gigs since I stopped doing them. I stopped doing clubs probably about what is this 20, probably 10 years ago. Within this 10 years, I've been offered club gigs timeless times, but countless times. But I know that that's not my thing. I can't do that no more. I can make the same money that I was making at a club and be done DJing a wedding and be at home by 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So I do have another outlet to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm 47 now. I said by 50, I'm not DJing nothing no more. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's because I just don't want to be a 50-year-old DJ. But I'm pretty sure that somebody can dangle some money in my face and I'll go rock their wedding right quick. You know what I mean?
When box office gets married.
In that thing, man. What's up, bro? But you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's certain things that I know that I even though I know I have a cutoff for myself, I'm sure Mayweather had a cutoff that when he retired against Berto, he said, "Hey, I'm done. Nah, I got enough money. There's not enough money to make me come back." Then he was like, "Man, I'll go DJ that wedding. I'll go do a little a little exhibition." Yeah, you know what I mean? And now he like, "Hey man, I can still go rock a club, bro. I can still go rock a club. They still gonna come see me. I'm still gonna rock it. They gonna leave out there and say, but that boy still got it. He just want to go rock a club, bro. That's how I look at it. I think he just still think he can go do it. And he shouldn't. He should not.
Well, if you think you could rock the club for, in this analogy for Mayweather, why don't you fight Bud then? Why are you fighting other 50-year-olds? So that's my thing. That's why I think it's a money grab. Like, if you truly think you could still be the best boxer in the world, then don't go fight a younger guy that is on top. I think Canelo right now would beat the crap out of Mayweather in a rematch. Go fight Canelo. Like, he's
I don't
rocking the club. like with the what's the right word? Being very careful.
I think he's rocking. I could go rock a club. I could go rock a club, but I couldn't. I could go rock a club right now. I could even go rock a club with 20-year-olds. But it's also I could go rock a club with 40-year-olds right now for sure. I did no check. There's no doubt in my mind right now. I could go rock a club full of 40-year-olds till 4 in the morning if I had to. That's what he's going to do. But if I had to go rock a club for 20-year-olds, now I gotta go learn what young boy songs they like, all this other shit. Like I gotta do all this training. I don't want to do that, man. Let me just go run these. Let me go to the Miami Moon and DJ that, bro. And go,
Okay, but let me give you this example, right? Mayweather, I'm throwing out random numbers, gets offered 200 million to fight Bud, but he gets offered 100 million to fight Pacquiao. You get offered 5K to rock a club with 45-year-olds, or you get 12K for 20-year-olds.
I'm gonna learn that young boy and go get that 12K.
That's what I'm saying. I actually think Mayweather would make more money off Bud than Pacquiao.
But I don't have the. There's not a threat of me getting my ass knocked out going rock this club with these 20-year-olds.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
What you're telling me is I go rock this club with these 20-year-olds, and I know for sure they're gonna be shooting in there at night. I'm just gonna go take my 5 if I know for sure that them 20-year-olds.
Well, yeah, of course, but
that's what you're telling them. He got to go in there and have a chance to get shot. Nah, I ain't going over there. I'm just gonna go here. I know it's gonna be cool, calm, and collected. I'm a rocket having fun, and I done made a nice $5,000.
I've been consistent. I didn't want to see Phillip Rivers come back to the NFL. These old dudes just got at the young men. Where's the young man's game now, bro?
Bro, you've been wanting to trade. You've been wanting to trade Kamara since he was 27, bro.
Bro, come on, man.
I can't go by your gauge.
Bro, you can't, bro. It's just crazy, bro. Like, okay, and that one thing before we wrap up the show, bro, but that's how you know, to all my wrestling people out there, yeah, I'm about to take a shot at y'all in wrestling. Look, them boys be wrestling forever, and y'all don't have no issue with that because it's wrestling. That's not real. But shout out to, hey, I heard Randy Orton wants to RKO Tom Brady because Tom Brady said that's cute, bro. Come on, Randy Orton, bro, chill.
Yeah, let's see how cute it is when he RKO your ass, Tom Brady.
But honestly, I get tired of those WWE superstars too. Like they kept trying to always bring back Lesnar and Goldberg, bro. Like Lesnar and Goldberg need to stay their asses home, bro.
No, Goldberg needs to stay his ass at home. Brock Lesnar's still a beast.
But now you got Undertaker that's been wrestling forever, Ric Flair. Come on, bro. Come on.
What I would get tired of Lesnar even is because when they would come back, you knew they were part-timers. And if you're going to come back, give me full-time Lesnar. Don't give me Lesnar that shows up once every 3 months.
Lesnar comes back for a pay-per-view and he win the title, bro. That's it.
Yeah, and I can't believe they allow him that. But
because, bro, do you understand when you hear that music hit?
Yeah,
like,
they have trouble building stars that like we're gonna hang on to from this generation.
Hey, I heard
for the NBA, bro.
I heard Ronda Rousey's coming back too.
She's going back to UFC. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I heard she's going back to the UFC.
No, I don't want to see her either.
Oh.
She was getting her ass whooped in the UFC. She don't need to go back.
She's gonna get knocked out.
Y'all sad, bro.
Hey, but that acting dried up real quick with her, bro. And she burned her bridges with the WWE. She got to do something.
I don't know why more of these people like. I mean, shout out to Floyd Mayweather. I know I'm not sitting there saying that it's like the amount of money that maybe you want to make or you're used to making. But like, I don't know. Like I see Shannon on Club Shay Shay. A lot of these are guys that have these podcasts. Like I think like Mayweather, bro. Like you having a boxing podcast helps boxing. You come in. I do think if you had a podcast, I think you wouldn't watch Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. talk boxing. Like that would be fine with Max Kellerman. That would be lit.
Bruh, Mayweather can't talk, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mayweather doesn't have the personality.
No, we had Shannon
Shannon
Sharp.
Sharp has-
Shannon Sharp when he first started.
He was bad at CBS.
Bruh, what?
He was bad because he wasn't bad because he didn't have the ability.
No, he was awful, bro.
He had a speech impediment. And he just wasn't used to it.
But he always had the personality.
Right. I can tell you, here's a great example. Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose was horrible when he first started, bro.
Yeah, he got really good to be. I don't know, like
Right. He was horrible when he first started, but he stuck to it. He kept doing it because he had it up here. He just had to learn how to articulate it. Roy can do it. I think Roy would be very good at it because when he talks boxing now, he's good at it. But I think that Mayweather gets so frustrated and get to just cursing. And
I don't know. Like I enjoy when Floyd got like that slick talk. Like when he was like, "Tell me who had the most #1 fights, who beat the belt the most." Like he has that quick back to come back to you.
I think all that's planned with him. I think all his stuff, his promotions for his fight, that's what I think that's planned. Everything with it. I think he's gotten out talked.
Wow, who?
Conor McGregor.
Bro, stop, bro.
Bro, Conor McGregor, bro. Listen.
Conor McGregor did all the walking funny and stuff.
Bro,
McGregor's a great talker.
No, I'm not saying he's not a great talker. He's saying he out-talked Floyd. What did Conor McGregor say when they fought that? Do you remember?
I don't remember nothing neither one of them said.
He was making fun of Mayweather for being and he's so right about this. He was making fun. They got up on stage, and while they were walking up on stage for just a press conference, Mayweather's dressed like a businessman. You would think he's a CEO or something, and he was making fun of Mayweather for walking up there with a backpack. And I agree. What the hell you acting like you're walking like a school kid up there.
Yeah,
like
and then he was making fun of him. He was like, he's like, you got like $5,000 in here. It was like I said, Floyd, he tried to turn it to anger and insults.
Right. Mayweather is great.
Huh?
I mean Mayweather. McGregor's awesome with his witty ways of talking.
Now, like I said, to have a conversation, to have a podcast, if he was fussing with somebody, yeah. But if he was just and say he's interviewing someone, he would suck at it. He would suck at it.
I think if you put him on a couch with the rest of them boys, I think it'd be good. He's entertaining. It's Mayweather. Like people like to see him.
I think like who was that he went off on Sports Center? Mayweather did.
Brian. I can't think of his last name.
Was it Brian? It wasn't Flores. That's
the coach.
Let me look it up.
Brian, yeah, like they were going back and forth, yeah. And then he got into it with your boy in the ring. What's my boy name? The old guy. Larry Murphy.
Yeah. And like I said, those things
Brian Kenny.
Yeah, Brian Kenny. There you go.
Those are things like it's almost like he already knew he was going to do those things.
Right.
He's been pissed off at Larry Murphy. He's been pissed off at Brian Kenny. So he came to the fight. He came to the interview ready to say those things if he did anything pissed him off. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that him interviewing a
Shakur Stevenson would be like, yeah.
Him interviewing a Shakur Stevenson, he would have a good rapport interview wise with him.
it would
even
always be like he's trying to top him or like
right.
outdo him.
And I don't think he would do what it takes to get better. I don't think he would want to. You know what I mean? Some people are just naturally good talkers. I don't think he is. I think he has a resume that he can speak of. And when you take that out, because you're interviewing them, you're not trying to compare, you're trying to
Right.
talk to them people about it. You know what I mean? About their career. So what happens when you have to ask somebody about their career, their how they stack up against their next opponent, what their training was like, what their background is, and all those things they have to go into. He's not going to do well at that because he's not going to put the work in it on it. That's why I think he hasn't gone into it because he could have started his own podcast or his own
And I
boxing.
use that. I use it as an example. I just did these guys like Michael Jordan. You just saw him win his little NASCAR race.
Yeah,
Like you have to find a different outlet to get that competitive spirit out there some way, somehow, whether that's coaching, whether that's playing golf. I don't know. Just find something else to go do. What running the money team, bringing up boxers, and actually like truly showing them the ropes. I mean, they say Javante Davis and him, they fall in and out. Same thing with Broner. It's like, come on, bro, what you doing?
I also would not be surprised 2 years from now. In 2 years, you think it's far. It's not. We know these years fly by. I could see Mayweather McGregor too.
well, I hope not. Shit, I don't want
Oh God.
I could see it, bro.
to. Bro, I don't want to see. I really don't want to see any of this, bro. I don't want to see any of
And
it.
you're gonna watch all of it.
I'm gonna watch all of it. That was a great thing. You gave me a good tagline. I don't want to see any of this, but I'm gonna watch all of it, bro. That's how I think. That's how I think us as sports fans are right now. I don't
I'm
want to
definitely
see
gonna
that,
watch.
but I'm gonna
I'm
watch
not
it.
gonna lie. I'm gonna watch every last bit of it. I ain't lying. Just to see. Just to see. I don't even know why. Just to watch.
All right, real quick, man, we gotta go get out here. You just mentioned it real quick. Michael Jordan on his team, the clip with him grabbing on the little boy.
I think this is irrelevant. Because apparently the background was like that's like a family friend, and MJ grew up knowing that kid or whatever. He did kind of touch him inappropriately, but I think MJ is just an old head that's not paying attention to his actions. That's all it is. That's all it is. This is a non-story for me. I got
I,
nothing else to add.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I heard somebody talk about it, but I never even saw the clip. I never watched that. I don't even know what you're talking about. But outside of what somebody told me, I don't even know what you're talking about.
It looked like Mike was grabbing a little boy butt like 4 or 5 times in a row.
The way C just did that was exactly how it was.
I was about to say I'm literally doing what he's doing, but here's my thing. What I've heard, they said that the little boy had some ice in his shirt or something. Mike, let him freeze to death before you do that, bro, because the optics were horrible. Google it.
I'm not Googling that, bro. I'm not Googling. I don't care. I'm not
X,
watching that,
X
bro.
would not even know how to Google that. Like, what do you type? Michael Jordan kid is what you type.
I'm not watching that, bro. Yeah, like for
Now,
what?
that was LeBron. He need to be locked up.
You
Okay.
see, bro, what?
LeBron knew exactly what he was doing. He's a pedophile.
Bro, where? Bro, hey, you something else, Box. We'll be on the show all night and we bring up bro. I'm gonna just be quiet. I'm gonna get to these shout outs.
Nah, man. Y'all right, man. Let's go and get these shout outs going.
Hey, shout out to y'all boys, man. We've been on here over 3 hours. We said, oh, this show's gonna be short, an hour and a half long. Now we're at 3 hours and almost 3.5 hours almost now. But again, I do want to say my thoughts and prayers go out to Rondell Moore's family, friends, loved ones. That's unfortunate, man. Definitely, just wanted to say a prayer for him. But shout out to y'all boys, man, for coming on. giving 3.5 hours up of y'all time. And then next week, we'll be right back here where I
Nah, man.
put belt to you know what?
Go on that Michael Jordan shit, man.
Michael Irvin, you mean?
I'll go next. Yeah, I swear our shows are longer when we're looking for topics than when we got topics to talk about. Seagull make us take care of his grandkids tomorrow too. How much he has us on here. But nah, shout out to y'all. I'm happy to be back on. And it's about to be March Madness, so that's what we got to look forward to. And then we'll have the NBA playoffs after that. So we'll have plenty to talk about. And see y'all next week.
All right, man. Before I start, man, RIP to Rondell. What's his name? Rondell Moore.
Yeah.
Him as well as Reverend Jesse Jackson. Man, he passed away.
Thanks.
Last Tuesday, February 17th. Man, great man. It's only fitting, I guess, to say he would die during Black History Month. So RIP to him. But last of the shout outs, I always go to my family, Hunter Morgan, Tori, Krishna Lee, and Edward. Daddy, love y'all. I'll see you in just a second. To my beautiful wife, Latricia, I love you too. I'll see you in just a second. To Papap's babies, Marcel Carter Bryant and Azaria Grace Bryant. Papap, love y'all. I'll see y'all in just a second, even if it's just on my screensaver. And just to keep it real, bam, there they go. Don't ever think I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? So what's funny, my grandson, he'll come over here and pick up my phone just to make sure he's still on there, bro. That's hilarious. He starts smiling, he'll put it back down. I said, okay, all right, yeah, Pap still got you on there. All
Keep
right,
him away from MJ.
Huh? Oh,
Keep
yeah. MJ better stay the hell away from him. I don't play like that. ain't no ice. All right, man. So shout out to everybody for watching, tuning in. Love y'all. See y'all next week. Peace. Boot up or shut up.